see you on Twitch. Answer me, you asshole.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ringside Rants. I am just Mike. To my right, we have Josh, aka Bad Karma. And we also have below me, boo, for interrupting the intro, JAT, the musician from Louisiana. And you get a nah.
Heal for life, heal for life, bitches.
And then we got the Smarker Strong Style Phil, man. And the reason we're late, I will be honest with you, it's all Phil's fault.
Oh, yeah, sure is.
He had to go watch the Peter Dinky movie.
I liked it.
Peter Dinky?
He had to get some dink.
And while the reason I was bitching when we came on here is because me and Josh were in the middle of an auction buying music memorabilia.
Not memorabilia. Y'all buying music like vinyl and cassettes and CDs.
Yeah, that is collector's items and memorabilia now.
It is because
everything
streams.
It's like you can't find this stuff.
No, you can't
find it complete on CD.
You can find it, but you got to pay out the ass.
The physical copies of stuff now is just hard to find, man. Everything. I like the fact that everything is on vinyl now. I love that.
Pre-orders for vinyl. Pre-orders for good vinyls. So.
Especially the era of the early 90s when almost nothing was made on vinyl. And now they're putting albums that were never made on vinyl out for the first time. Those albums. I watched a Megadeth Cryptic Writings. Now, Josh, you might have to check me on this. Was this 97 when Cryptic Writings came out? I think it was.
Let's see. That's Countdown Extinction.
Then you had Euthanasia.
Writings. It's that's about 97, 98, somewhere in there.
That I watched an OG of that album go for over $1,000.
Jeez, OP.
And it took about 30 minutes of them keeping it up there, and people kept bidding. Cryptic, the last cassette tape I ever bought, brand new, when I listened was Cryptic Writings. So my local store had it. I wasn't all the way into CDs yet, and that vinyl record sold for over $1,000.
I still have an original pressing of Fleetwood Mac Rumors.
They sell that all the time. All the time. They just did Josh was watching. They just did a Stevie Nicks tape bundle. But Fleetwood Mac Rumors comes in all conditions used. You can get that from anywhere from 19 to 25 to 35 to 45 to like the top modern pressing of that new to like 60, 70 bucks to a vintage of that going on an auction. Higher. Way higher.
Yeah. And then I also have a first printing of Led Zeppelin 4.
If your condition is how good's your condition of that?
It's very good.
You would say the record and the cardboard for 1974 is mint. You're looking at big money.
It's very good. It's still got some paint flaking from the cardboard itself from that era.
That happens over age, but you'd probably be looking at a damn, if it's the real OG of that from 74, not the second press.
It's the first press.
You're looking at they could start that thing at 150 all they want. You're looking at 450, 500 and up for that if you put that on an auction.
He's showing a Ricky Jordan.
I see it rated a 4 too. A rookie, a 20. Look, old school Michael Jordan.
What year?
The old jersey, the original bull, like the Bulls jersey is not even what I'm used to when I was.
Is it rookie or is it?
I don't know. It's a good one.
Looks like his first year as the Chicago Bulls. I mean,
that'd be 85.
The logo am I wrong or was the Bulls written in gold?
Bulls used to be white.
No, it was like
I didn't see
original jerseys were like Chicago. Chicago was like written cursive.
Yeah. This is, but I mean, I was a big fan of Chicago Bulls in the 90s when he won and all that, but this was definitely older, and he's got it sitting right there. It's too far for me to see, but
Parker Bros' new logo, guys.
Don't care.
What are we looking at?
The honky bucket.
The what?
The honky bucket.
Pharaoh giving the camel clutch to Sheamus.
Oh, well, that's something I heard. I heard as much of a banger as Sheamus and your boy put on, the crowd was kind of dead for it. Must have been a bad spot on the card.
It, man, it,
I caught the highlights. I didn't actually watch the whole pay per view. I just caught highlights.
it was the crowd was so hot, man, and they were trying to make it seem like there was going to be this and that, and they were going to take it off of Seth, but everybody knew Seth wasn't taking the belt off of him. Mm-hmm. It was, how do I want to describe this pay-per-view, or it ain't even a pay-per-view, it's a PLE. It was the last one of the Peacock era for the United States, and ESPN is pissed that Stephanie McMahon, we'll talk about that here in a minute.
Oh, are you talking about? I knew you were talking about.
I heard that she pretty much gave away around their business.
Yeah, and it sucks, but it's the only way to do a thing. But cheaper. It ain't really cheating. It's smart. It's smart. It's smart as hell.
Because a lot of WWE fans don't want to pay an arm and a leg just to watch their WWE.
We shouldn't have to.
Exactly.
We shouldn't have to.
It's highway robbery.
But like I was saying, the whole thing, the crowd was hot for the whole card for whatever it was called, Clash in Paris or whatever.
The France crowd overall
was hot.
Yet again, another foreign crowd made us look bad.
Oh yeah.
The AJ Styles chant alone made us look like they make the US look like.
What were they singing? What were they saying?
It's a '90s pop song that pretty much says the lyrics pretty much say he is phenomenal, and this goes back to a lot of people. The comments were flooded with, "Oh, AJ was the Cena of TNA." Yes, he was. But what really catapulted him, besides the TNA deal working in Europe when they had it with Dixie, when he left TNA and did ROH and then would go to New Japan, AJ Styles became Shawn Michaels of the world. And he put on banger after banger in the UK representing New Japan. And that's why that French crowd was like, and people in the crowd, well, why AJ's getting that? And they're like, no, you don't understand, bro. This guy's a top 10 wrestler of all time in the world. You don't get it. Yes, France pretty much all but bowed down and was like, yes, you are a wrestling god. That's what happened.
To be honest, man, when I grew up, my favorite wrestler growing up was Ultimate Warrior. Then it was Shawn Michaels. And then it was Jericho. And then it was AJ.
Your work rate went up.
And it's still AJ, man. There is nobody better than AJ. And there's people that imitate him. There are people that try to take over his reign. And one of them that's a huge, big name in AEW is Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay shows homage and pays homage to AJ because he is one of his mentors. And everybody knows it.
For me to speak about AJ Styles, I do think he's one of the best to ever do it. The dead giveaway to me, and you could be brain dead. You can hate Vince all you want, but when Vince McMahon doesn't know who you are, then you come in the company, he realizes who you are, and then Vince McMahon says, well, damn, pal, if I'd known you was this good, I'd hired you 10 years ago. Only 2 people got that response ever that was not a WWE lifer brought up. AJ Styles and the man they call Sting once Vince realized, oh, shit, this guy's okay. That was the 2 people Vince said, if I known these guys were company players, and they went, yes, sir, I'll do what you, and all this, and can wrestle, I'd have signed y'all 10, 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Vince said, that's enough for me. And it don't matter what he said, he sees that it's true. But yeah, AJ Styles, he was great in TNA. When he got on that world stage in New Japan, that was just a rocket ship. You could pull any wrestler pulls off a Styles Clash in New Japan. It's not often. The crowd erupts, and they're just like they loved AJ Styles. They loved that man.
He hurt a lot of people over there too, though.
He put on banger after banger, and then he went through Europe and did it with them. And the people remember that.
He hurt 3 people while being in NJPW, though.
Well, I mean, let's look at this. As New Japan, you get hurt. This is strong style. You're gonna You get hurt if you're willing to go out there and do the kind of match you're willing to do. So did he take them out? No. Did they say we're going to go full on and go until we can't breathe? Yes. So, and none of these guys are crying. None of them were crippled. Didn't take years off nobody's life. It's okay.
Yep.
I heard that he'll fine after that. From what I heard, I didn't hear anything bad. So
No, I mean, I'm not knocking AJ. AJ is still, like I said, he is my number one guy right now. And the number,
I would put him. I'd put him on a top 10 of all time. I would.
all time. Oh dear God, man! In my all time, if I had to pick like a Mount Rushmore of all time,
Wait. A Rushmore's 4. I said top 10. That way I can put certain guys in that might not fit the Mount Rushmore.
here's a top 4, and I'm going to say it. And this is in order. One of them is Warrior. Not for his work, but how much of a superstar he was.
Phil, get the gun.
I'm serious. As much the Warrior, as much as people want to give him shit, dude. I mean, serious. His promos alone were trash.
Yeah, but did he? I'm not going to criticize your picks. You go ahead, give us your top 4. I think everybody should do a top 4 right here.
All right, one is Warrior.
Top 4?
Wait. Let Mike finish.
Yeah, mine is Warrior because he is my childhood favorite, and I'm not saying that he.
It's the era. I get it. The era, the time when you grew up when you were a little kid. I have friends that were like, Warrior was greater than God. I have friends that like that year and a half, he was like the man. I get it.
Yeah. But a lot of people hate him. I get it. But like I said, then it went from him, and everybody wants to say, well, Flair and Hogan. Yeah, if we're going to go, but if we're talking about me as a child, my top 4.
All time, Mike, your whole life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Growing up.
All right, well, you got Warriors 1. Who would be the next 3?
The next 3. All right. The second one would have to be Shawn Michaels. Then it went from Michaels to Jericho. And then from Jericho to AJ.
So that's your 4.
As a fan. Now, if we're talking about accolades and all that, that's a whole
No.
This is me being a fan. This is me just being a fan.
This is about you as a fan, you saying the top 4 people you think are the best. It doesn't matter what awards were given or who thinks who or what. It's your top 4. And everybody's going to – Josh will go after you because he's on the side of you. So your top 4 was Warrior, Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho, and AJ. That's not a bad list. Not a bad list. All right. Hey, Josh, go for it.
Okay. Oh, good God. This is – I'm trying to like give us a perspective as a kid.
All time. It doesn't matter awards. Doesn't matter if you were happy for you. Today, looking back on your entire wrestling fandom, when you're old enough to watch TV to today, who is your top? Who do you think are the top 4 true best in entertainment in wrestling? And your top 4.
Okay, one. It can't be deniable. It's the guy that got me into wrestling, Hogan.
Okay, Hulk Hogan. Makes sense.
Hulk Hogan. I'm sorry. That's the guy that got me into wrestling. It's what I saw. That one of the ones that pointed me in the direction and
changed the world. Changed the wrestling world.
Say your prayers, eat your vitamins, brother.
Changed the whole wrestling world on a television set.
So number 2, I gotta put. Oh, good God! And I know I'm gonna. This would have to go to a top 10.
It's your opinion, so we can give you shit for it, but nobody can hate you on it.
I'm gonna have to put Tito Santana.
Wow,
that's a good choice.
Here's the reason why. And
good unexpected pick.
Here's the reason why is because as a kid, growing up like around a lot of white people is like, and I didn't see a lot of Latin representation as a kid. So when I saw Tito Santana wrestle, I was like, wow, I want to do that.
And he was over. Tito was also over as fuck in his day when they pushed him. He was pure white meat. Excuse me, white. I said white meat babyface. That's not exactly correct, but he was purely a babyface and over and enjoyed and loved by the crowd.
Yeah,
and so that would be my second choice. It'd be like
I respect that pick, Josh. That's not. No one else is gonna have that, and I respect the fuck out of that.
Yeah,
no,
so
man.
that's my number two. My number three is gonna be Mankind, or Cactus Mankind, Cactus Jack. You throw them all in.
The whole dude, everything McFoley.
Because at the time is like I look at him and he was like this average looking guy doing this crazy shit. I'm like, makes me like I could do this.
That is just throwing this for the record for your boy who was on weeks ago. That's why certain people, members of us, love Dusty, because he was the first common man. Mankind was the common man and the mental offness. You know, he was not a perfect person. That's why people grew to the Mick Foley character, because he was not all there. He was not perfect. He did not have physique, but you know what? He was the common man.
Yeah.
And the
last one, it's got to be the Undertaker.
Oh,
I can understand.
You gotta have the dead man in there. I was like,
you went.
I'm like this dude.
But see, you didn't never progress.
WWE. You
never progressed though. Like you always stayed in childhood. I went like from I don't know. I guess that's the way you could do it too. Like you stayed in childhood.
Well, another way you could look at it is
you got to realize that Undertaker has been there for like since my childhood till he retired.
Yeah,
Mankind was like, Cactus Jack, Mankind, whatever you want to say. You got to realize that was my mid-20s.
Yeah. You were getting, and Cactus is the one out of the four. I know you didn't watch Hogan before WWE, probably, but but Cactus Jack as Mick Foley, he's the one guy out of four you picked that originally came from outside WWE. So you got something there.
Yeah.
You got something there. Okay, Phil, you're up.
This is a tough one for me. If anything, I'm going to go with one of my childhood ones, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that. You know, he's the underdog. He was the second best in WWE, but, you know, he proved himself that he was a team player, even though he had his issues, but he was just great. The way he was on the mic in those moves, that flying elbow drop.
You know something, though, Phil? He always rose to the top. The cream of the crop.
We holy brother. Phil, let me tell you something. The Macho Man knows he's watching you. Yeah, Phil, he's watching you, yeah. And the Macho Man is gonna come for you. And that cream! Yeah. Don't you worry about it. Yeah. Because when we get in the ring, I'm going to freak out. Oh, yeah. Dig it.
Dude, his whole mannerisms, man, were just...
Everything.
Monica's the other cat videos I'm looking at.
Okay, Phil, keep going.
Oh, this is... I'm going to have to go with probably, if anything... Well, since Josh already picked Mick Foley,
hey!
You could pick doubles if you want. It's not hurting nobody. You could pick doubles.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick Terry Funk.
Ooh!
Because when I was
hold on, Phil, hold on. Are we talking WCW days? Or are we talking
everything?
WCW.
We just said with Josh, if you name a wrestler, covers their whole career everywhere.
We're talking about all of his career and everything.
Yeah, Terry Funk deserved.
I witnessed him, you know, in the late '90s and early 2000s. I thought of him as the craziest motherfucking old man I've ever seen. One of the toughest old dudes ever go in the ring, and I loved it. I loved how crazy motherfucker he was.
He would just sit there and talk like this into the microphone. And everything.
I liked the crazy old man gimmick. That's what I loved about Terry Funk.
He was only in his 60s back in the late 90s to WCW.
No, he was in his 50s. He still was like early mid 50s.
Wherever he
did was around 60.
No, the WCW and ECW runs, he was in his 50s.
And that's why I like Minoru Suzuki. He's also playing the crazy old man gimmick.
Well, wait, is he one of your top?
Huh?
Is Minoru Suzuki on your list?
Fucking A, he is on my list.
Who's your he's your third pick?
Yeah, Minoru Suzuki.
All right, who's your fourth pick?
Wait, whoa. We're not just zooming over Minoru Suzuki without talking about him. The man was trained by Frank Gotch, first of all.
Carl Gotch. Amazing.
Carl, excuse me.
Carl Gotch was trained by, he was also trained by training the Inoki Dojo as well by Antonio Inoki personally.
Yes. That man is in over his 35th year in his career and still wrestling, approaching 60 and still murdering people, and the crowds are still cheering for him.
Murder Grandpa.
Yep. Love that man.
One reason why I have this belt right here.
Which one? The IC?
Yep.
He did hold that. And that man was so brutal, he broke he held Tanahashi in a leg lock for 5 to 6 minutes, broke his leg, and took Tanahashi out on a stretcher and had to leave and call it for a while. That's how brutal that man is. That man held Goto, no work. Phil, you know this was before you were watching. I know you watched the replay. The Wrestle Kingdom where he fought Goto, the hair versus hair match, and he sat on the third inside the ring on the third turnbuckle, and he hung Goto. Goto's hands were not holding himself. His feet was off the ring. He legit hung and passed out Goto live at Wrestle Kingdom. The match kept going.
Even though you lost that match, he still was able to make Goto pass out.
That was the end of the ball. But he legit, Goto was willing to go out cold and put his life in the hands of Suzuki with his limp body hanging from the net. And it wasn't no 5 seconds or 6 seconds. He hung him to where Goto passed. You don't believe me? Watch it, motherfuckers. Badass, man.
Yeah, Suzuki.
That's how he lost his pineapple hair.
That is where the mohawk went and all that. And he went to the shaved head. That's what happened. That's where it started. And he was so mad. He sat in the chair. He took the electric clippers from Goto and went, now go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, also for my fourth one, that's going to be a tough one. I have to go with Will Ospreay.
You got a great list, Phil. That's a hell of a list.
Well, he's the next big thing in professional wrestling, in my opinion.
He is the big thing, right? Why the WWE could crawl all they want. They can't fight they can't do like him.
They don't have nobody. AJ's past his prime, and that's why AJ don't do the Fosbury flop. That's why AJ don't do a lot of the stuff he used to do. That's
imagine about 30-year-old AJ with an Ospreay of 5 years ago. Imagine that,
bro. Man.
That would have been a dream match right there.
Because Ospreay's passing it to you. That's why when he turned heavyweight, it was like, bro, I can't. If I keep this up, I won't be able to wrestle. Keep landing on the neck. When he got out of the junior weight division, he's like, I'm putting on more pounds. I got to change my style. I can't do all the crazy shit. So AEW is getting the watered down version of Ospreay. As much as people might watch this and say, "Oh, what?" Yes, Ospreay did move even more in the past. That just shows you how another one in a lifetime talent. Another guy.
He's generational, just like
yes.
I mean, he God, man, Ospreay is up there with AJ in my opinion as far as work ethic. Because whenever AJ was originally in TNA, before he was in TNA, he was in NWA. And before NWA, he was in the Christian wrestling organization. And that guy in all those companies, and then he went to Ring of Honor before he went to TNA. And New Japan as well during that whole stint. And then whenever Dixie and Jeff signed him to a major deal, he man, they had it. They had the roster. I mean, they had Joe, they had Daniels, they had Kazarian, they had. I mean, dude, the list goes on and on and on.
Oh yeah.
And some Jay Dutt, Jay Lethal. I mean, they just didn't know how to book the matches, man. The matches were so fire, but they didn't have no stories. It was just like what AEW is right now. It was just all matches, no story. But TNA figured out something after years went by that they needed to have bigger stories and better stories. And then everybody talked about the Aces and Eights and how it turned over wrestling into a new hole. I thought that was the worst fucking garbage shit ever. It never paid off. It just kept going and going and going, just like the damn Death Riders, in my opinion. It just kept dragging and dragging and dragging, adding new member here, add a new member there. I mean, dude, how many members was there in the Aces and Eights at the end? You had Brooke Hogan, you had Bully Ray, you had Devon, you had Mike Knox, Mr. Kennedy, Mr. Anderson. Then you had what's his name? I mean, dude, it was just a bunch of people in this faction that didn't do shit. You had I think Luke Gallows was there for a hot minute in the Aces and Eights.
Mm.
Yeah, it was in the Aces and Eights.
I think the problem with, if we're talking about Aces and Eights, they wanted to get
invested in the flea market one time and I didn't grab it.
They wanted to get into that NWO style. The problem is, after it was conceived, they didn't follow through right.
That's what I'm saying. They
too many members in and out, not enough good storylines, not enough real hooks. Bubba Ray being like, Hogan, I'm marrying your daughter. Bro, you're not Shawn Michaels, you're Bubba Ray. Like, we don't care that much, bro.
But he did pull Velvet.
Yeah, okay, yeah. He in real life he has the woman, but in storyline it's like, bro, this is nothing to be like, ooh, if anything, Hogan's daughters, we might look less on her for picking your old ass. But it didn't make no sense. It's like they should have took a young Anderson or somebody like that. Like it made no, or one day shaved Bobby Roode and made him all young and clean, somebody like that. Bubba Ray was just like, all right, we're supposed to be jealous of old fat man. You know, it was the wrong time, too many people in, just like NWO, but worse. It was ruined by just bad planning, bad book. I think
it was shit story, dude. Like that's
too many.
Dixie Carter bullshit.
Too many people in the faction called their shots on the story. I think that's what fucked it up.
Well, I mean,
and I think that's what fucks AEW up. Too many people getting their own say so versus the boss and the booker man saying, follow this and we'll be okay. Too many people say, no, I'd like to do like a Rusev. No, I want to do, or Aleister Black. I want this. No, I don't think I want to lose them. I'm just not going to, you know what? I'm going to go home for 2 weeks and I don't want to fight. Any of y'all tell y'all bosses that and come back and tell me y'all got a job. I won't. If I had that kind of, I wouldn't. I wouldn't have a job if I had that kind of. No, when you get to tell, you don't feel comfortable, you don't. What, bruh? Shut up and do your job. You're hard talent.
Well, you know what I mean? I get you. I get 100%, but that's a whole different ball game though between the Aces and Eights thing. Aces and Eights was a Bully Ray. Everything had to be. He didn't have it. He had creative input. It was that's why he had that gimmick, and that's why he was the over guy. But everybody knew that after it happened, everybody's like, okay, that's a swerve that nobody liked. It was sort of like whenever Jinder Mahal won the championship.
No, let's change that. It wasn't a swerve nobody liked. It was swerve we didn't consider a threat or really care about as fans.
Nobody cared about it.
That's the difference between I hate you, go away, Heat, or you know what, I don't care and it's not believable. That's a big difference there.
Yeah, but I mean, I get it, but yeah, you're right. But and speaking of that whole scenario, though, that whole Aces and Eights, I mean, Bully still thinks it's some of the greatest story ever in TNA, and I disagree. because the best story, in my personal opinion, in TNA history has to do, and I even hate to give this man any damn credit, and y'all know where I'm going with it. Vince Russo, the whole Triple X. Dude, I'm telling you, that whole storyline with Triple X versus America's Most Wanted, dude, that is the best storyline in TNA history. And I mean that, because you had tag titles change hands, and you had Elite Skipper and Wildcat Chris Harris on the team. Then you had AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels and the Cowboy James Storm on the other team. It was good story. It was a good fucking story, and it had the very first 6 Sides of Steel, and man, that first 6 Sides of Steel match was epic. And then they did another one at Turning Point, the very first Turning Point, with Elite Skipper walked the top of the cage and did that freaking Hurricanrana on I think it was Chris Harris to the floor, to the ring.
All right.
That spot's still talked about to this day. So yeah, all hands in, by far the best story in TNA history.
Okay. Well, you're the guy out of the four of us that knows more about TNA and watched more and was actually there behind the scenes at one point than any of the four of us. So I'll give you that. You know, I can't really argue with that. All right, I got to do my
things.
I got to do my Mount Rushmore, huh? Yeah. I tend to look at this too. Like Josh questioned it, Mike questioned it. I think Phil even questioned it. And I'm like, there could be two sides. You could have a lot of y'all said childhood looking, and then overall. But I tend to do it like I do my music. I look at there's the part I like, and there's the part I look at as who deserves it award wise in general public. But so if I had to if you asked me a top 4 Mount Rushmore, I'm not going to give you names to impress you. I'm going to give you names that I just think are the overall best performers, characters, actors, in ring, out ring, and have done things for the business. So I'm gonna total that up, and that's how I would pick my top 4.
Go for it.
I'm gonna have to go with a man none of y'all named, and well, it was mentioned, but no one picked him. Ric Flair changed the business. He absolutely changed everything.
Woo!
He changed. I mean, before Hogan, before Ric Flair was, and it was real in the South. It was real, just like Dusty's here. When you got something to the eye, it wasn't no little WWE. It was a whole different ball game. It was perceived as real way into the 80s and even the early 90s down there. But and people could say he does the same routine. You guess what, y'all? Maybe not y'all. Everybody through the years paid to see that Flair routine every single motherfucking time.
But the funny thing about Ric Flair is this: whenever he was coming up and coming, he had to pay to be on the card.
If you go back in his history, before the plane wreck in 77, 78, Ric Flair was like, cool. He was jacked.
Yeah,
he was fucking jacked before the plane wreck. He was built. Yeah. Ever since the plane wreck, then he was the smaller guy. But the character, he lived the character. He'll tell you, why are we still alive? We didn't have time for all the drugs. We wrestled 7 days a week, twice on Sundays. And Arnold will tell you that too. We didn't have time to work out. You stayed in the ring. And Rick says, I'm a main eventer. I got to do 60 minutes with whoever. I got to do 60 minutes on that Sunday after another match. I have to do it. He said, we missed the gym. We didn't need the gym. You stayed moving, and then you get in the car and you go. You know? I mean, to me, he just deserves so much credit. I know people today are like, yeah, he's the original player, the gold chains, you know, the womanizer and all. It all fits the character. But in ring, what he did, the talking, the character, outside the ring, the respect, people like Undertaker bowing down and saying thank you. I mean, Ric Flair has to be, either way I flip it, Ric Flair has to be on that Mount Rushmore for me. He has to.
Okay. But I have one question for you. What is his number one feud in your opinion? I'll have mine. but what is yours?
Well, let's look at Ric Flair's career. Are we gonna go with what made him, what grew him, or where he evolved to? And Ric Flair has had 3 of those before he even got to Hogan or anybody like that.
Well, I know. But I'm just saying, what is your number one feud with Ric Flair and whoever?
Well,
That
Dusty made him. Dusty started it. Flair was in his young days.
No. There was one before Dusty.
Harley came after for me.
Harley was before. Harley and Dusty were before. Then it was Dusty and Rick, but then it was Harley Brick.
Okay, I love Harley Race, but from what I understood, him and Dusty tangled early. Then he got into it with Harley. Then went back to Dusty.
Mm-hmm.
This is all before Rick, and I know Ricky Steamboat's going to come up in the late 80s. I know it will. Yeah, they're badass. I know they are. They are. But I mean,
that is my pick, Steamboat. That was my.
You didn't say Steamboat.
No. I'm talking about.
Ric you're picking all time. Yeah, but
Ric Flair's feud. That's the number one feud that stood out to me.
Well, I can look at Phil. Phil, what the hell Omega Okada was based off of? Who?
Omega and Okada was based off of Flair and Dusty.
I say Flair and Steamboat. That trilogy and the quad of matches. To me, that's what it was based off of. Yeah, if you haven't, go back and watch Flair, Steamboat 1, 2, and 3. Just watch the absolute brilliance. And Steamboat did not believe in choreography until Macho Man at WrestleMania 3. He was mad at Savage for wanting to set it all up. Savage set a template. That's what people do now, and that's why the match was so fucking good. And then Steamboat's like, yeah, it makes sense. I agree now. Yeah, we're household names now. We done outworked everybody on the card, even though we weren't the main event. And
even in Wrestle Kingdom, what's the one? Was it 12 with Jericho and Omega?
I think you're right. I think it was.
Like I said, that brought the best. I mean, Omega brought the best out of Jericho. That's why
they brought the best out of each other, and they knew Jericho was a big name at the time. They both from Canada. They were like, "We're gonna kick this ass." Don Callis got in there, was like, "I'll back y'all up all the way and say what I gotta say." It brought more eyes on New Japan from the world than ever before.
It even brought me wanting to watch New Japan.
That is the match that Tony Khan went to and said, "I want to make a wrestling company." That is the match. He was in the building. He said, Omega and Jericho, I can do that. And that's why I was like, you asshole.
It wasn't as good. I hate to say it, but it wasn't as good as
that's the match that made him create AEW. It's the match that he will tell you that if you ask him. Tony Khan will tell you that's the match that made him say, I want a wrestling company.
Yeah.
That's the match. He was there live. It's the match. All right. Number 2. I got thrown off a little bit. Yeah, I never. You brought him up. We're gonna throw him in there. Macho Man, fucking Randy Savage. He does. Talk about deserving. That man had so much respect for what he did, and would be so pissed if he did 99% as good as 100%. That man, when he was a young man, was in minor league baseball, and he did not make the team, and he got so mad. His mama told a story. He went outside, took every one of his wooden Louisville sluggers, and I know you guys have swung a bat. You know how hard it is to break your bats into shreds and pieces on an oak tree?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Would you try that with 8 or 9 bats and tell me how you feel?
8 or 9 Louisville sluggers.
Yeah, do that and tell me how you fucking feel. And then he was like, you know what? I'm going to be successful at something. He went talk to his dad. He went talk to Lenny Poffo. He went up to I said that right? I said the brother.
Lenny Poffo, yeah.
The daddy.
His dad was a wrestler too.
Yeah, Angelo Poffo.
Angelo Poffo.
After he realized he wasn't gonna, and here's the thing: Randy was a switch hitter. Randy could hit left or right too, but he didn't make the cut after the minor leagues. After that, he went up to him and he went up to his old man. He says, what I gotta do to make it in this business all the way. And after he just went all out with it, balls out, as hard as he could. the in-ring performance, the character, the talking, the in-ring and outer ring, everything just overall. You mentioned wrestling, somebody our age or younger, maybe not too much younger, but you mentioned wrestling to a person, they'll say Hulk Hogan or Stone Cold Steve Austin. But it's kind of hard pressed to say somebody's not going to remember the Macho Man Randy fucking Savage.
I have a question for you though, Jordan. What was his first finishing move?
Huh?
What was his very first finishing move?
Oh, Savage before the elbow drop? I can't remember. It wasn't the pile driver, was it? It was? And he was.
Driver?
He had the nasty.
He had the pile driver banned. He was the reason the pile driver was banned in a lot of.
He had the nastiest unprotected pile driver, the sit down style without the knees. It was he would the way he'd pop it. He made it look so fucking good.
He's the
it was just, you felt like somebody's neck just got broke every time he did it.
Man, he did that. He did that move to what's his name? Brian Blair. No, he did it to Brian Blair on a table in Mid-South Wrestling.
Ooh,
and Savage,
brutal, dude.
And Savage wasn't even on the card. This is how crazy it was. Savage was in the audience. Like, he grabbed Brian Blair in the middle of the match. There was a table set up over for the commentary booth, and he just took him and power drove his ass on the table. The table didn't even break, and then he stood there and looked at him, and he said, "This is real madness now." And then he ran off, dude, and I was like, I have it on VHS, man. I was
like, what the fuck just happened?
Dude, I was 14 years old watching that on VHS, and that was back in the late 70s, early 80s, dude. I was just like, Macho Man Randy Savage? Because he didn't go by Randy Savage at the Macho Man. It was just Randy Savage. The Macho Man gimmick came whenever he was evolving. It was before.
Right. Macho King and all that came after. He went face heel. You know what? No matter what he did, he was successful. And
but the number one move he did that everybody loves is when he would run and grab you and then jump over the top rope and have your head and sling you black. Dude, everybody knows that's a Macho Man move.
He also had the double axe handle off the top rope that he come down with, and he also had the he would grab you behind the head and he'd jump and just slam your face in the ground. He'd go down too. Now, that's Macho Man tropes. Also, the scoop slam before the elbow. The scoop slam. And Phil mentioned it earlier. He was looked at a lot of times as number 2 to Hogan. He understood that and realized that and was like, well, I'm here to make money. And that's their voice, so I'm going to do what I got to do. But you want to talk about a team player and somebody who was not against giving a win to somebody else. Great. I don't know how much do y'all know about the story with him and DDP in WCW about the behind the scenes?
What do you mean what DDP calls the Macho Man ribs?
No, the real story. They were gonna have their match, and Savage walked in, and this is the days when Hogan and Savage call their shots. All right, like Contra. And they asked Savage, the whoever was booking the match said, "All right, Randy, what we doing today?" He says, I think I'm taking the diamond cutter tonight. And they were like, huh? Say, yeah, I think that'll work. And Page found out about it right before the match, and he was like, huh? And Savage took it. DDP waited till Thanksgiving, and he called Randy Savage on the telephone.
Mm-hmm.
And he went, hello, and Savage like, what do you want? Like expecting drama. What do you want? And he said, I just want to thank you for what you did for me, because you're a big name and I'm nothing. And you put me over, man, in that building in front of those people clean. He says, and I just wanted to thank you. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, Savage called Angelo Poffo his daddy. Hey, Dad, you ever had any of the boys ever call you and say this or that? And Savage always thought it was a rib or someone's trying to clown him,
Mm-hmm.
And Angelo was like,
Savage ribs.
And Angelo was like, no one's ever called me. And then he's like, And then Savage, when he saw DDP, went, "Thank you, man." And Savage was like, "I'm gonna do what I wanted to do with Shawn Michaels in WWE before they." Remember, his plan was the 3 matches to put Shawn Michaels over, then retire. And Vince was like, "No." He gave all that to DDP. He gave it all to DDP. They did the trilogy of matches. He put him over and DDP says to this day, it made his career. Also, every now and again, when it'd be like somebody low on the cards, I would say, "This will do better live. Let's do this." And he didn't always have to win. He would protect himself, but an easy Mount Rushmore for me. All right, now we're gonna get controversial. Scott Hall, motherfuckers. Razor Ramon to Scott Hall, the entire, also the 80s AWA, the whole career of Scott Hall, from Kurt Hennig to being AWA champ, to WWF as Razor Ramon, to his whole WCW run.
Hey, Chico.
And brief ECW.
Very brief, but I mean, we could count that.
Ready or not, here I come.
That theme song they gave him was horrible on ECW, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. But
He chose it.
just brilliant mind for the business in the ring and out the ring. When sober, he was brilliant. Didn't matter who got the win or loss as long as it was good television or the story was done. Hella capable wrestler in the ring. One of the best. I forgot to mention this about Savage. Him and Savage have the best 2 right hands in the business, closed fist. Fight me. Fight me. Nobody has a better right hand punch or jab, straight jab, than Scott Hall and Macho Man Randy Savage. That shit looked good as fuck. And Scott would do the little turnaround, but it was always that
You forgetting one, man, who had a beautiful right hand was Rick Rude.
Oh, Rick Rude, most definitely. You could throw him in there with the 3. But Scott Hall and Savage had that little quick they do that little jump over when he do it, and they just hit the ground. It was so real life. And
I love Rick Rude's, man. Rick Rude would, like, after he punched you, he'd do it again.
Where do you think Austin stole that from? After he would do, Austin would do his little. Well, who he worked with in the Dangerous Alliance? Rick Rude.
Yeah, Rick
Who he was under, Rick Rude.
Paul Dangerously.
Scott Hall is on my might not be the biggest name. The number 1 name that never won the big one in either company that should have or would have if he'd have stayed clean, but should have been world champ as well. Yeah. Charismatic as fuck. NWO would have.
He did win one big title, man. He did win one big title. He won the Juggalo Championship World title.
Bruh.
And thank you, everybody. Good night.
Yeah, bruh. But Selfless gave Jericho a win on live TV, a shock win, and said, and do y'all know what he told you? Do y'all know the story about how he did that with Jericho in WCW? Y'all don't? He was talking with Jericho. Jericho's all, yes, sir. I'm a white meat baby if you don't know nothing. He said, "Hey, kid, how many times you ever won in this building?" And Jericho said, "Never." He said, "Well, that's funny. I've won in here a lot. Just here's what we'll do. I'll get all over you and I'll beat you up, and then you roll me up and you get the 1, 2, 3, and the crowd will go nuts." And he's like, "You would do that for me?" He says, "Hey, good TV is good TV." Bischoff was pissed as fuck when it happened. And Scott went in and said, "Do something about it." He says, "Listen to that crowd. Y'all want to make a star? There you go. There's this kid, Chris Jericho." He says, "Oh, that loss don't hurt me, man." Scott Hall's greatest quote ever was, Chief Strong J. Strongbow said, "There's 2 things you can do in this world. You can make friends or you can make money." And that's what he told Scott Hall. This is when Scott Hall was thinking about leaving WWF to go to WCW. He said, and I live by this. He said, "Well, I already got the friends. I think I'll take the money." Anyway, Scott Hall's on my list. And the 4th one is going to be the most controversial of all. Y'all can hate me all y'all want. My cousin, Chris Benoit. Best technical wrestler in the ring ever. Most real to make it look real. Yes, the man lost his mind at the end and did what he did. But the best in-ring ever of all fucking time. I'm sorry. The best. And Flair knew it.
I cannot disagree, and I cannot agree.
The only thing I'm going to say about the Chris Benoit thing, man, is he was a great worker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Human being.
I'm not talking about this personal thing or when he lost it. Nothing about. I'm talking about just him in the ring.
Yeah,
The most believable hits. The way he affected when you hit him. He didn't go like Kurt Hennig or Dolph Ziggler and cut 3 flips. It looked like you really hurt him. He's waving. Everything was fucking real with Chris Benoit. Great talk. Storyteller, no. Put him in the ring. Motherfucker.
The only thing I can say is he was a great worker. Shitty fucking human.
I can't argue it. I mean, mental illness is a shitty thing, and when you have CTE and all, that changes you. I can't take up for him. I can't say nothing like that of what happened after. It's a shame it went down like that. It's a shame innocent people got hurt and killed. But if we put him in the ring, the best all time most strong style, hardest, fucking most believable in every move there ever was. Give me 30-year-old Chris Benoit, 30-year-old Shingo Takagi, and I'd die in peace if we could ever have that greatest match in history.
I'll tell you another recent one I saw recently with Dragon Gate was Pac versus a young Ricochet.
Yeah,
a young Pac was a young Ricochet, and we're talking old school Dragon Gate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, back with short hair, and I get it. But okay,
what happened to the monkey?
Yeah, I guess it's wrestling news time, huh, boys?
All right, let's talk about. Let's talk about Stephanie McMahon talking about if you don't like the way ESPN and you live in the States, go with a VPN.
Bold.
VPN. Yeah, just go with a VPN.
I mean, my opinion, it proves that she has no ties anymore with the company, maybe stock, and ESPN doesn't bother her, and she's willing to tell you, hey, you don't like it this way, go another way, and she's like, not my place to lose anything anymore.
Hey, she's just supporting the company. That's all she's trying to do, support WWE.
I don't
say it, Mike.
I don't think it's supporting TKO at all, man. It's sort of like this.
I love wrestling.
I don't even think it's that.
Damage your husband's career. That's what you just got to do.
I don't think it's that either, Josh. I'm gonna tell you what I think. It's. You ever heard the old story? You get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, there is a lot of the IWC is very, very, very pissed off about the ESPN deal because now they have to pay $30 a month versus $10 a month. You feel me what I'm saying? Because actually, if you think about it, it's like even if you have Netflix with ads, you're paying $18 a month, right? $18 a month with Peacock and Netflix. This is excluding cable, by the way. I didn't even mention cable, but you have you're almost spending $20 having them two together, right? So minus one of those, you're still paying the $8.99 for the ads. Now you're paying $30 for fucking for ESPN. So now you're paying $40 basically versus $20.
Yeah, and you don't even have to be a sports fan. Not even. It's like I just want to watch WWE, and it's like I don't watch football, I don't watch baseball, I don't watch this, and henceforth, why I say haven't paid for pay-per-view since '97.
There is going to be ways around this, and of course, the VPN is a smart one. She's not the only one that's been touting VPNs. Jim Cornette's been touting VPNs.
Even the angry video game nerds been using VPNs. If you have trouble watching one of your favorite movies that's not on Netflix, use a VPN.
It would take the government to step in for our country, for the U.S. to say we're illegal, like it's illegal to use for that to affect. But if you're willing to do it, you've got it. as far as I'm concerned, Stephanie has a podcast. It's getting successful. She's cut away, even though she's always going to be tied to the business. Her dad's gone. She didn't approve of all that, but she's out of it. Even though her husband is, she's making a living for herself and getting views and doing what she's got to do.
She's
I mean,
doing what she likes, you know. That's all. If she's
yes,
happy,
ESPN might not be thrilled with her comments, but everybody else is thrilled with Stephanie's comments, and she's favorable. In real life, Stephanie is liked.
Yes.
So that's
really
very, that's very important. I mean, even behind the
she's a nice person, you know.
she is. She is. She always was, and she's smart. She got this business savvy from her dad, but she always was calm, cool, and collective, and very light when not playing the bitch on TV. But
So
she was very like backstage.
she is building her brand. Her brand is away from WWE, even though she could talk about whatever she wants, and I don't think she's worried about ESPN or their money. And she's like, I don't think she cares or respects much about TKO. And I think she realizes her husband's on borrowed time until they tell him he's got to go or he gains enough favor to stay. I don't think either one of them are worried. They're still shareholders. They still have stocks. They have piles of money. I really don't think they're very too much worried about it. And their kids are getting grown up now. I don't think either one of them sweating a damn bullet over it.
They got money from the whole buyout as well. I mean, fuck
They
that.
did. They did.
So,
she got a bigger chunk than Triple H.
Oh yeah, because she's a direct descendant to BK to Vince. So,
I had the numbers a few years ago and I forgot them, but I had the numbers of the payout, which Nick Khan made sure. The whole reason Nick Khan was hired because he's a lawyer from California in a firm. The plan was he was going to go back to the firm after the sale, but he stuck around because it's so profitable. But Vince hired him to eventually set all this up, and he set the kids and everybody. I mean, they all one team in the deal, but everybody in the deal got paid very handsomely to put it modest.
oh yeah, I mean, and believe it or not, Vince still owned a lot of the shares in TKO. It was like he got bought out, but he owned a bunch of shares of TKO. And then whenever the sex scandal hit, he had to sell all his shit.
He still made bank.
Dude, he's a billionaire. He's a fucking billionaire, dude. And a couple of million to him is like $20 to us, you know.
Okay. Little side note. I don't know the name of the movie, but directly against Clash in Paris, which I know Mike's going to want to talk about. Directly against this, the film festival happened in Paris, the yearly film festival.
Canes.
Yeah, and The Rock, who is trying to transition into more of a character actor than an action movie character. His new movie debuted, and he got a 5-6 minute standing ovation, and even was crying because the people are like, "We take you seriously now, and you're a good actor." Just a side note, but The Rock actually did some real acting and not action shit here, and it went over well.
The one where he's the MMA fighter.
He's got like a darker head of hair. They made him look a little different. He slimmed down a little bit. I don't know the name of the movie, but they debuted this new movie, and the people just got up and roared for 5 to 6 minutes. They said it was like the top response of the entire Cannes Film Festival. So
isn't that where he plays that MMA fighter?
it's a brand new movie that we can't see. It's going to be coming out. They got to see it for the first time. And they went wild. They went fucking wild for 6-7 minutes. They stood up and just was screaming. So
it was an A24 film. I do know that.
He obviously achieved his lifelong goal. He is not just an actor anymore. He got to that point where you want to be.
He got a 15-minute ovation. It wasn't the Cannes. It was the Venice Film Festival. And it was he plays a MMA fighter, Mark Kerr.
Well, they loved it, and it breaks him through to the other side to where he's not a one-dimensional actor anymore. Pretty much anybody's dream in acting is
more of a drama. It was more of a drama.
Get to that, when you get to that level where you can do more than one thing. So he's pretty much now he's really made it. So
yeah, it wasn't Sunday. It was Monday night in Venice, Italy, and I'm reading as we speak. Metro gave The Smashing Machine 4 stars and dubbed Dwayne's performance as quiet but laser focused, and one that ripped him out of his action man and light comedy lead pigeonhole into serious acting echelons. It seems Dwayne also knew the significance of the moment as he was filmed weeping during the standing ovation while nestled between co-star Emily Blunt and Kerr himself. The ovation was one of the longest so far at this year's festival, alongside Mona Fastvold's divisive new film, The Testament of Ann Lee, and 15 Minutes, while not unheard of at Cannes Music Festival, is huge for Venice.
And you know what? For him, but that takes some moves to be that good. I mean, I know he's worth a bunch of money, and everybody's like, oh, whatever. Congratulations to him for getting to the next level. That's something Hulk Hogan could never do. Cena never did it. Orton and Miz ran before they could even give it a shot.
I'm going to say this about all of this right here. The people you named, there has been one person to do actual movies, and it wasn't stupid. It was actually good. And that person is Roddy Piper.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because it's true.
Hell comes the frog down, man. Hell comes the frog down.
I hate it. I have no complaints, but people, Roddy's acting is looked down on. Not me.
I know there's another one too that people frown upon. That's Terry Funk. Terry Funk would play some really good roles in movies.
Roadhouse. Oh, yeah, he was in Roadhouse.
Yeah.
He was in Roadhouse. He was in Over the Top.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's in another one right now, and I can't think of it.
But that's what I'm saying, though. I mean, he's a great. Those are great actors too. I mean, because they knew what it took. They wasn't just comedy. And Roadhouse was an action film, kind of, but it also had drama in it too. And he played a terrible person. I'm talking about Terry Funk, played a terrible person in that movie. Got his ass kicked by Patrick Swayze, and Sam Elliott. But the whole thing is that was a good movie for the 80s. Or was that early 90s? I think that was late 80s, wasn't it?
No, 80s. That was 80s.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you also have on the flip side, They Live with Roddy Piper. And everybody's like, but that's really an action film. No, that's a sci-fi movie. It wasn't an action movie. It was a sci-fi movie. There was one really big action sequence with him fighting the dude. And that was one of the
big ass and chew bubblegum.
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Which Duke Nukem would steal years later.
Huh?
Which Duke Nukem would steal years later, the catchphrase for the game.
Yeah. So, I mean, with all that being said, though, Roddy Piper was ahead of his time. I mean, and there's another one that people don't want to give him any credit for. Warrior played 2 roles in 2 different movies, and they were both terrible. One of them was a wrestling movie, and at night he'd go out and kill people. And he was like, huh?
Never saw it.
You never saw the movie? Damn, dude. Let me see if I can find it.
I saw this one wrestling movie. It involved he was a chiropractor and also the Naked Man. He was also a chiropractor and a pro wrestler. And he actually killed people in the ring with his wrestling moves. Especially with
it was called Firepower.
Huh?
Firepower is the one with Ultimate Warrior.
Firepower. Remember I don't know if y'all remember this. Remember the TV series with Lalo Zato as a wrestler?
Yeah, the Lalo Zato show.
Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Jason Ventura were in Roddy Piper were in a pilot called Tag Team.
Jason Ventura was also in a show called Small Wonder too.
Yes, he was.
He was also in The Running Man with Arnold.
Yeah. And also in Predator.
He was in Running Man with Arnold. He was in Batman and Robin with Arnold.
And Predator.
Everybody. Before we got 4 governors who were in Predator.
Yeah. Predator.
4 became governors.
They were both the Governators.
Yeah. 4 of them, dude. 4 in Predator.
Who's the other 2?
Your boy, the Native Indian, he became governor of his state. And one of the 2 black dudes was governor of his state. Not Danny Glover, but Oh, he wasn't in the movie. The other guy, four of them in the movie. You had Jesse Ventura. You had Arnold. You had the Indian who cut his chest when he killed him off screen. And then four of them guys became governors years later. Right? They call it the governor movie. I'm not sure if it's the. It wasn't Carl Weathers. It was. I think it might have been the other guy that got shot in the head.
Arnold Schwarzenegger,
crawling underneath the rocks.
Jesse Ventura, Sonny Landham, Carl Weathers.
Oh, it was Carl Weathers. Okay.
Yeah, all four of them.
I knew there were four of them that became governors in the years to come. But it's like, yeah, Predator's the movie where you fight a predator, you become a governor.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was a Republican.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse Ventura was a Reform Party. Sonny Landham was Republican/Independent. And Carl Weathers is Black Guy Party.
The views and opinions of Mike.
No, I mean that's what it was called, Phil. I'm not trying to be
what it was called.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the Black Guy Party. I wasn't being.
This is before the woke. This before the woke era, Phil.
Okay, I was about to say.
You could say shit like that.
Yeah, it was. It's here. I'll show you. Just to prove that I'm not making words up.
Bunch of cassettes up for sale. Fuck, man.
At one point, you could create your own party, Phil, and like get away with it without being shot.
You know, one of my favorite parties is the Green Party.
See,
I want to legalize marijuana. I got to give credit to that.
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger was elected in 2003. They had a recall. Then he reelected in 2006 for a full term. And then Jesse Ventura was from 98 until whenever. And Sonny Landham was starting his career in porn didn't help. Wow. Calling for a genocide on the Arab world and referring to them as ragheads on local radio was a faux pas, far too faux. In 2008, he hoped to get the Senate seat of Kentucky. Once his racist views were heard, the Kentucky Libertarians voted unanimously to withdraw Landham's nomination.
Wow.
Yeah. Carl Weathers.
Canceled before being canceled.
Yeah. And Carl Weathers, with nary an ideological cause or a political party to affiliate himself with Carl, still had the cojones to go on national TV and ask for the American people's vote. I'm not fussy. Any state is fine. While I've never voted personally, I was in the movie Predator while I played the black guy, Weathers stated. I like to think I have the Apollo credentials to govern before going to own the riff that Danny Glover was in Predator 2 and therefore unworthy of your vote. Sadly, this turned out to be a Saturday Night Live sketch.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. So, yep. That's legit. So, yeah, that's everything there. And I think that's really cool, man, that all four of those guys were actually, nominated to be governors in their states. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But we're an hour and 8 in. I think it's time for some Clash in Paris, huh, Mike?
Yeah.
Before we do that, I do got some other news. Here, I'm sending a link.
Bozilla got a lot of credit from. She said she wants to. She says she kind of wants to. She actually says whether it's Stardom, AEW, or WWE, she wants to be a top star.
Who said this?
Bozilla.
I just sent the link to Mike. I just sent the link to Mike, so as see if it pops up. Just had a wrestler come to a steel mill, just like right down the block from me.
Hold on, I'm going to share this, Josh. I'm going to put it up on the screen.
It was yeah.
I'm just over here chowing down on my ridiculously cheap bucket of chicken I got from Walmart. That puts
This is Tyrus, or however you want to call it. Yeah.
Oh, the Funkasaurus?
Yeah. An unforgettable morning at U.S. Steel in Gary, Indiana. Wrestling icon and TV commentator Tyrus. He stunned workers by showing up unannounced, personally handing out hot meals to hundreds of exhausted steel workers finishing their night shift. It wasn't a performance nor a publicity stunt. It was a heartfelt act of solidarity that left many in tears and sparked powerful conversations about dignity, labor, and respect. Witness the emotional moments, the laughter, the gratitude, and the stories that will restore your faith in
Why
humanity.
does that look AI? For some reason, that looks AI.
It's not.
It's really not, dude.
I actually know a couple people that were there when he showed up.
Okay, I believe you. I'm just saying.
Because of that picture right there. Because of that picture right there, Phil.
Yes, it looks too AI.
Cyrus is a good dude, man. I watch him on TV almost every night on Gutfield. Dude's a good dude.
I believe you. I believe you. Just...
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. Monica Tobis sent me the story, then and I had a couple buddy mine later on confirm it that I know that worked there. Say, yeah, he showed up and gave us a bunch of food. I'm like, shit.
They deserve it, you know. Those guys.
It's like, where's the chicks at?
I mean, they deserve a hot meal, especially those guys work their asses off, dude.
Fuck yeah, man, shit.
I tell you, somebody in the movie industry that's pretty nice guy that you wouldn't think about it. He was down here filming a movie, and my cousin happened to make a delivery over there. Then he found out who the delivery was for. Samuel L. Jackson was making a movie, and he said, "Fuck this," and bought Popeyes for the entire crew and the cast and all the hands, everybody helping. He just bought like a couple hundred pieces of chicken. Was like everybody on his own dime.
Yeah, I mean, it's
pretty nice motherfucker. I can tell you that.
Pretty nice motherfucker. Yeah.
Well, I'm just, I had to make that joke,
Right.
Yeah, he is a pretty nice motherfucker.
Monica, you're talking to a guy that works graveyard shift. Right here, this motherfucker works graveyard. It's a bitch.
He called himself a motherfucker and a bitch, y'all.
Damn, Phil. Tell us what you really feel about yourself.
Damn it, buddy.
Train.
And we're even late as fuck, and we still get the train, dude. I swear to God, that motherfucker watches.
Yeah, we're going overnight tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
I swear, I think that motherfucker watches us.
And the sad thing is, because the show went late tonight, Josh just missed all his cassette tapes that went on sale at 12.
Local Train is sponsored by
W.
Get your W energy drinks at W.GG. Use our promo code Reset Rents 10% off.
Yeah, and funny note about W.
We got canceled?
I wished.
Oh.
No, we ain't getting canceled by W, man. They love us too much. We're not making no money.
No, we're not making no money, I tell you that much.
We ain't making shit. But the funny thing is, though, man, they really don't give a fuck, I don't think. I really dig W. I really think their electrolyte drinks are the shit. Their energy drinks, I don't fuck with. I don't fuck with any energy drink, period. I had running.
I like how it's sugar free, though.
Yeah, I went with I did a dumb mistake when I was 17 years old. I took a bunch of no-dos, and ever since then, I'm kind of like not allergic, but I'm hypersensitive to caffeine. So, yeah, that's why I don't drink Mountain Dew. That's why I don't drink Red Bull. That's why I don't drink C4. That's why I don't drink Monster.
I don't do 2 drinks either.
It's, dude, I'm telling you, I was up for 4 days straight on 4 no-dos. That shit fucked me up bad. I went to the hospital, dude. And we have a Walmart here in where I live. And instead of going inside like a normal human, I took off running across the parking lot where the 18-wheelers were on the other end, peed, and then ran back inside. And everybody's like, damn, dude, that was quick. I was like, yep, I think I'm having a heart attack. I was literally in there before they even walked inside, dude. I was like, my feet felt like they were hovering above the ground. That's how quick I was running. Like I was, boom. I was like,
remember, Jordan, what's yours is yours.
Damn, Jordan, you're on a very bad delay on your end. I already passed that part.
Oh, that's on my TV. That's for me to catch the replay. I get on my phone and I cut all your motherfuckers. That's how I get the bids first of what I want.
I know.
Yeah,
that's why I went from YouTube to Twitch earlier.
That's why I gave you the tip to do that. That's how you do that shit. And then if it's a bundle, all you gotta do is list the first name of the band. You get first pick off of every album in there, even if you don't want them ahead of everybody. If it's a first claim,
Twitch is way better, anyways.
it is. That's what we use.
We should do Ringside Rants on Twitch.
Yeah, let's murder. Yeah, let's bitch and murder our sponsor that lets the show happen right now, Phil. Yeah, right. No, we don't want to do that.
I mean, we could, yeah.
We can make more money off of that.
You could stream and do both at the same time.
Yeah,
that's a good question. Is like, how do we link to every platform? I mean, that'd be a lot better. Like when we go live, it automatically goes to Twitch.
I don't know.
There is one you can
pay for it. I think you have to pay for it here through StreamYard, and yeah.
There's one you can use that doesn't cost anything. My cousin found that links you to Twitch, X, Facebook, and YouTube.
Well, that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah,
the best person to ask would probably be Monica right here because
she says it's Restream.
Yeah,
Restream. And you know what? I'm fixing to fucking find Restream. See if I can find it. Dude, that's the first thing that pops up. Restream, the official site.
Yeah, I heard this. What y'all using right here, the Steam. I mean, I hate to criticize anything that we're on, but I heard this isn't exactly the way to go about it.
Oh, the basic. Okay, we'll start with basic. Okay, start with basic.
Video game streamers were telling me how they do it. And I was like, well, don't you have to pay Zuckerfucker and everybody else to get on their platforms? And he's telling me no. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to find out about it and take your word on it. But I said, I doubt if you hit enough views that YouTube and Facebook ain't going to hold their hands out saying, hey, buddy.
Yeah, like this collect code that we watch. I mean, he's got YouTube. He's got YouTube, Facebook, Twitch,
and X. And X.
Which you
cannot. Yeah, he does, and he said what he used, and you can't bid on X. You can just watch. But here's the thing: he's not trying to get monetized for views. He pays his percentage or whatever, but he's not trying to get monetized on the videos. He makes money by being able to show the videos and sell us shit. So whereas when you're trying to run a business like what we're doing, you're trying to get monetized. So there's a different story there. That's why he's careful when he plays these. He don't even play 10 seconds. The minute he plays a clip, it could be 3 seconds of a song. YouTube hits him with a flag. It could be a guitar, like the first riff of Highway to Hell. YouTube's all like, "Hey, buddy, watch it." Like they'll message him. We're like, "Here it comes," and he's like, "Here it comes."
All right, so I'm gonna show you what I'm looking at, so somebody can help me because I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at, and this will be awesome. So if anybody is learning what we're learning, this is where we're at. Can y'all see this?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there's a free plan, which that's what we're on, and I'm using my email address, which I don't care if it's not bleeded out or not, but that's my email address. And Zoom with Restream, or we can go live with our browser with the Restream Studio. And I went here, but I want to click this.
Oh yeah, cool subtitle for tonight on Tuesday Night Riot would be our Mount Rushmores of wrestling.
Well, I put it as episode 2. I just left it at that.
If you have to label it for YouTube, I was just throwing an idea out there.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I mean that's cool. And we have 192 subscribers, and holy shit.
But yeah, we got to get into some news a little soon with everybody being late and all that. We do have a couple of things to talk about, including a certain female that is going to be making her first appearance in a very long time in WWE.
AJ Mendez is coming back to WWE.
It's pretty much all been confirmed.
Well, there goes the news, Phil. Thanks.
What happened?
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, Phil just jumped the gun.
Okay, allow. Can y'all see me?
Well, I see
Yeah, I can see you.
Yeah, you're behind the live screen for me because I'm outside smoking, running around because I have to. I got to bring my old man to an appointment in the morning. So,
okay, this is the Restream studio?
Yeah.
She's right about the Discord, by the way. Your girl ran in the chat. She's right about joining Discord.
All right, let's see what we can do. If it kills the stream, I apologize.
I wouldn't try to do it in the middle of the show. Let's go for it for the next show or something, or set it up.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to do now is figure out what I'm doing. And
We still got a little bit of news to talk about.
oh yeah.
We got a pay-per-view and
we're an hour and 20 minutes in, so we better get on it because 2 hours is going. The 2 hour mark's gonna creep up on us quick.
Holy shit, dude. So I don't know how to go live here, dude.
Raina seems to know what's going
on.
Raina seems to know what's going on. You can talk
see
to her.
This, right? We can go Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
Yep.
Oh, hey, there we go.
Y'all see that, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we have a YouTube. I don't have a Twitch unless someone wants to make a Twitch and send me the channel. I can make a Twitch channel.
I got my Red Cave channel, but I think I got a separate email where I can make what you call it?
Ringside Rants.
What you call it? Ringside Rants.
Yeah, and then a Twitter for Ringside Rants and Facebook. We can use our Ringside Rants for Facebook.
Well, then
and I have the Ringside Rants Twitter.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Then hell yeah, dude. I can share them all here and boom, boom, boom. We'll have
I'll give you the information. I'll probably give you the information probably when you get back or so.
Okay, cool. That'll work.
Your girl Raina, it seems to know what's going. Josh, that's your girl?
Yeah.
She seems to know what's going on. I would I think you and Mike ought to get with her and talk about that during the week. And I think she'll make things life a lot easier, and we'll be everywhere we need to be by next week.
Yeah, and we're gonna be on multi-platforms.
That's the way to do it. Yeah. And remind me later on this week, I got something to tell y'all off air about another certain thing.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not going to discuss it here.
You did shots with crowbar, didn't you? You did shots with crowbar.
Oh no, nothing like that. No, I meant something. No. That's. Oh, I didn't even talk about the show, huh?
We'll talk about it a little bit.
All right. So the only other news I have, man, is Kevin Nash went on and talked about Becky Lynch, how it was a bad look on her for what she did. Was it last week in Birmingham, England? And he said that because he's an actual shareholder, it doesn't, her push is over this, that, and the other. But it's not, because if that was the case, they would have took the title off of her Sunday, and they didn't. And then on top of that, they also put her in there with the Vision, keep that storyline brewing with.
That's done to lead to what we talked about earlier, to lead to AJ
Lee, and CM Punk.
If Becky's gonna have any kind of decline, it would be after that. So I'm not even worried about it anytime soon. They're gonna build that shit up.
Oh yeah, dude, it's gonna be at WrestlePalooza. I mean, that's where AJ is gonna show up. I guarantee it, because that's going to have the biggest pop of the night is whenever she shows up. And
what do you guys think, being guys, and how we all are women? What do you guys think about her pretty much showing up 10 years after we've seen her, and the crowd's going to be like, oh, she looks different? I mean, I understand. I'm an older guy. We get older. We get older. These things happen. What do y'all think the general pissant fucking scrubs online are going to say when they see her and she has aged a bit?
They're probably say, "Oh, she's ugly. She's
Dude, have you seen pictures? She is by far
you're probably
not
gonna see the ugliest motherfucking slob incel that probably hasn't touched grass since 1993. Say some shit about that.
Okay.
You know, there's gonna be people that will, and then the kids are gonna be like, "Who? What? Oh, she's old." And then you got people like Josh and like me and Mike. That's gonna be like, "Yeah, she's still hot, bro. Sorry."
All right, hold on.
She's an attractive woman. I thought she was cute back then. She's still
right. But what I'm saying is, you know how people perceive look at the backlash Pamela Anderson got in the last few months without the makeup. All right.
Well, no, shit.
She's almost 50 years old. What do you expect?
Almost 60 years old.
Almost 60, and it's like a hell of a lot.
This is AJ Lee. This is AJ Lee.
Yeah.
And this is her back in the WWE days. And she was also in that show Heels, too.
She can still go.
A couple episodes in it.
Yeah, she was in like 4 or 5 episodes.
Well, you got to remember your core audience for this, especially WWE. I mean, you're gonna have the 17-year-old kids and all of this. And AJ, how old is AJ now? AJ Lee?
She's like 40 something.
38 years old.
She's not 40 yet. Phil married her young, and she's pretty. And we know she's still pretty, but you're gonna have
this
kids that
is
aren't
her
gonna.
in season 2.
I'm like several months older than AJ. So
right, but you're gonna have those. You've got 10 years old, 12 years old, 15 years old, 17 years old, 23, 29 watching this programming. All right, it's WWE. And they're gonna. I mean, now we all know, being older, we know she's a beautiful woman. We can admit that she always was, and it will be for a long fucking time. But you got that. It's that pop mentality, that WWE, that pop mentality, which I don't like, but it's part of the job. You know how that's what I'm asking y'all. How y'all think they? I mean, the initial pop errors will be like, "Welcome back." The kids that don't know her are gonna say who, and everybody's gonna be like, "Well, where's the young, 23-year-old for us?" They're gonna say.
Roxanne Perez. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which on social media she calls Roxanne Perez her daughter.
Yeah, AJ Lee, man, she to me, I was never really like, oh my gosh, she's the hottest thing ever walked the face of the earth. But she could wrestle in the ring. She could wrestle, and what I mean by that is
she was competent. She was competent.
Yes, she could go, but
she made me laugh too when she cosplayed as Kane. That was funny shit.
I think her best attribute is, as young as she was in the company at the time, she got how to act the part. I think that's better than her wrestling. Or I think she knew how to act in that ring and how to play the character she was given better than most people. Now, I really think that's why she was able to get over. I mean, the crazy chick gimmick was the thing at the time, but she played it well. She made you believe that she was the girl next door.
That Divas pipe bomb she did against the Divas.
Yeah, but not even going there, Phil. Not even going that far.
That was reality TV.
Yeah, like she knew how to lean into her character enough to make you believe she really could be the girl next door, and I think that's really what sold her. I really do.
Dude.
I think people were like, "I wish she was my crazy neighbor," and that's why the guys were screaming and hollering for her. Then she played the angle between Ziggler, Kane, and was it Bryan at the time, or was it? Oh, I might be wrong.
It was Bryan, Ziggler, Kane, and Punk.
Yeah, she was bouncing. She just
the one. Especially his name is Dolph. He's trying to be like Dolph Lundgren.
She had my attention when she would be on TV. Not me like after her, but every segment she was in, she held my attention. I have to say that for a WWE program that I don't like. Every time she was on that screen, I was watching. I was watching what she was doing.
So, especially the skipping to the ring and ducking her head like this.
That made me laugh, dude.
Well, you know what it reminds me of? And you're probably going to understand why I say this. She reminds me of Alexa Bliss before the crazy. Yeah. Alexa Bliss is now the evolution of AJ Lee, in my opinion.
She was Bailey with a mental issue. And I think people can relate to that. I think people caught on to it. I think a lot of people were attracted to it.
Well, if you look at AJ Lee, she does have bipolar disorder. She actually has struggled with her mental health in real life.
Well, then she sold it very well because that's what it made it believe. But at one point, she was the hottest female in. I don't mean hottest as in. I mean the biggest. The thing everybody wanted to see every Monday night was AJ Lee, and when it came to the women, she was the. I was watching at the time. She
made women's wrestling off.
She was at the top of the card for how she acted beyond her in-ring ability.
It's 2025. Who doesn't have mental issues?
That's very true, but I also think that's why she connected 10 years ago and beyond to the crowds.
Because a lot of people today, especially in the United States, have really bad mental health.
I think that's why that's why I think y'all were talking earlier about Mankind in the 90s. That's why I think he connected. I do. I think people felt for him and saw some of themselves, just like people saw part of themselves in Stone Cold telling their boss off. I think some people saw part of themselves in Mankind having mental issues, and not everything's perfect, and I get beat up, but you know what? I am me, as messed up as I am. And I think that's why Mankind got over so well, the character just alone with Mick Foley. I think people call. Yes, the interview with JR did a lot, and they knew they had it too. But when they did that, it just sold the character.
I'm Mama Foley's baby boy.
And also, I also like the fact, the idea, like, you know, like how AEW fans like hardcore wrestling and everything. I like how Tony Khan calls a lot of the wrestlers call the fans the sickos, and it kind of fits that too. I like that name.
I think it's kind of lame. I mean, some of the they were laughing at the
WWE universe.
I mean, they're pretty much telling you that they told you ahead of time they would take it over, and look what they're doing. That's pretty much what WWE's doing.
After a while, but man, some people could be like, man, I don't want to pay $300 for a nosebleed.
Oh, did y'all? I didn't get to tell y'all. Did y'all hear about the new front row prices for WrestleMania?
Probably over $15,000.
I don't know if I could do this. Let me see if I can do this without losing the streak.
Probably enough to buy a used car.
Oh, we lost Jordan.
No, I'm still here. Y'all can hear me?
Nope.
We can hear you. Probably for a WrestleMania front row, you probably buy a used car for that shit.
Hang on, I'm not going. I'm flipping through the pictures. I had took a picture of it and I knew I'd forget, and now I remembered. And it tells me the front row price for WrestleMania, what it's going to be. What in the cinematose fuck is this? I agree. I am gonna post that to the page when I get a chance.
1,048.
All right. A front row 21. This was 21 hours ago on August 23rd. A front row seat at WrestleMania 42 will reportedly cost $70,000 per seat.
Oh, fuck that,
dude!
And they have green shirt guy in the picture, just for the record. That's who they shot with his cream hat.
Green shirt guy.
Yes. Yeah, you know who green shirt guy is. But yes, supposedly next year's WrestleMania it's gonna be around $70,000 for a front row seat. Super Bowl, I think not.
Like, who the fuck affords that? Nobody can afford it.
Look, I'm gonna show you, dude. I gotta show y'all this. This right here is gonna make y'all sick too.
And that's the reason why people don't want to watch WWE.
Sure.
Look what's sold out already.
Oh my god.
Well, what you expect? The card ain't listed yet. I mean, people that have the money that are going to travel from out of country. 10 to 1. That's
$5,000. $5,000 just to sit down here.
And what you're probably seeing there is people.
See nothing there.
That's people that go annually or travel the globe to watch WrestleMania every year.
And the first risers are over $4,500.
That's almost enough to buy a used car for that type of money.
Look at this. Dude, look at this right here. This right here is $3,000, dude.
This is highway
This is TKO saying people are going to pay it. We're going to do it. This is TKO.
They're suckers if they're paying that money.
Look at this. Nosebleeds are in the grand, dude.
Yeah. So my 70K they claiming for front row don't seem too far off if you get the chair and the VIP experience.
This is 2-day prices, right? This is the.
No, this is 1 day. This is 1 day.
Oh God!
No, I'm looking at the corner right there. It says 2 day. 2-day pass.
1 day. Oh yeah, these are 2-day packs.
It is.
Nope, Saturday only. Saturday only, right here. Bam.
Oh fuck that!
Yeah. What a way to alienate your fan base. I mean, versus getting a bunch of rich people that can't afford. I mean, what are you going to do there?
And that's the reason why I was like, that's why I like AEW, man. The tickets are affordable.
See, look at this. At 2:00 p.m., $1,000. Saturday, the same day, 3:30 p.m., $303. And then right here, $488. Dude, you out of your freaking mind, dude.
TKO's pushing their shit as hard as they can. They don't. They will push until they go in. They go in the red. They're gonna see how far they can push it, and if they can get what they want, they're gonna sell it. They're gonna alternate the product.
Look at this shit, man. All this is sold, man. Here's the ring entrance right here. That's sold out. Right here, sold out. That's sold out. That's where the hard cam is right here.
Well, all this is sold out.
Yeah, all the white sold out. You can't even look at it.
I hate to use the comparison, but I'm going to bring up Taylor Swift, the world's biggest pop star in modern day. Her ticket sales are basic, not a VIP. Her basic ticket is $5,000 to see her in your local state at your stadium. Well, $5,000 is the going rate for her as we speak. So that just shows you.
Like, I'll be like my daughter be like, "You're watching her on YouTube."
This is why she's a billionaire and the highest paid musician of all time. But the parents give in and buy this shit, and the kids want to go. It's enabling and it's crippling the market. It's bad.
Bad for business.
It really is. It's great for her business and all people. She got to pay. It's bad for everybody else in the business.
Especially, I mean. This is just great.
Like how much was the Ozzy ticket? The back to the beginning. How much?
Nowhere near $5,000.
Yeah, nowhere near that.
Ozzy would not rip his. I mean, it would be a little expensive, but not.
It was expensive, but you figure you got 15 minutes with every band. The bigger bands like Metallica, you got 30 plus, and Guns N' Roses to 45. Then Ozzy did his 5 songs solo, then the 4 songs with Sabbath. But you had an entire day, an entire event, and it was shown that not all the casuals were there. Because everybody's like, what's wrong with the crowd? Why they sticks in the mud? I said, because the rich people there to see this historical event and not the real fans, because it costs high. It costs a few $100 to be there. And you have to be in Birmingham. So if you're from the US, you got to fly, buy a hotel. You know they're going to jack up the rates for everything once you get, you book or you get there. But that's why the crowd wasn't going apeshit. It wasn't a bunch of Slayer heads and fans like us, because not everybody can afford even that, let alone WrestleMania and Taylor Swift prices.
I wish I could afford it, but I guess. But at least, hey, you're gonna see this motherfucker here banging his. Well, oh fuck Lollapalooza, Ozfest all the way.
Well, that's the whole reason Ozfest was created. If you didn't know,
as a fuck to Lollapalooza.
They thought in the '90s Ozzy wanted to get on Lollapalooza, and they said, "You're too old. You're not popular." After No More Tears, by the way, they were like, "Nah, you're yesterday's news. We don't care." And so Ozzy and Sharon went, "All right, we're gonna create Oz." That's actually how Ozfest was created, because he wanted in on Lollapalooza. They wouldn't book him, but they booked Metallica and Soundgarden, but they wouldn't book Ozzy. Around the Osmosis 95 years, they wouldn't book him. They said he's too old. Well,
I went to one Lollapalooza, and that's because Metallica was playing, and that was it.
That was 96, either 96 or 97.
No, it was just a couple, like 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh, they played a Lollapalooza again?
Yeah.
I thought that was discontinued for the last few years, Lollapalooza.
I think they only exclusively do it in Chicago now.
Okay, well, I thought a bunch of that was canceled for a while, but they had the big one was when Metallica and Soundgarden headline, and you had Rancid and Rage Against the Machine and all that on there. That was like 96 or 97. That was like Metallica had Load, Soundgarden had Down and Upside, and they were the two headliners. That was one of the last big years, too.
Okay, so what are we looking at?
All right, this is all out from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The second row isn't sold out, but look how much the tickets are a piece.
Oh, they're going to be cheap. Dirt cheap. They have to.
It's a whole lot cheaper.
They have to. You got to get people in the building. People aren't dying to see
the seats.
You're seeing 1,600, but you got to realize that's Canada.
Yeah.
In American, that's probably $1,000.
I was going to say cut 400 off of there.
Hold on.
Maybe.
You know what?
I buy comic books from a guy in Canada all the time, and it's like I get like maybe a $200 bill, and I end up paying like $150.
Speaking of Josh, you might need to message Colectco. I found out they have comic books. They don't have time to sell them, but they have nice stuff in the back. You might have to do a personal sale or ask what they have, price, what range. You might be able to pull some deals there, man. They have comic books. They have plenty. He said they just don't have time to sell them.
Yeah. So that's how much it is. About like this under 1,200.
$1,201.84.
And that's your best seat in the house?
That's second row right now. Front row sold out. That's what we can get if we all wanted to go.
Yeah, man, that's better than what WWE was putting.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but they have to. AEW doesn't draw as much. That's the reason they're getting people for their live shows, because it's more affordable. But that's also why they're running. That's also why they're running such small venues weekly now.
This right here's a pretty damn big venue, dude. Look at this shit.
Well, this is for this is for all.
Yeah, that's a pay-per-view. I'm talking about like 2,300 arena for 4 weeks in a row.
I don't mind
that means you're in trouble.
I actually like the fact they're doing smaller arenas.
Yeah, but it looks better being packed, but it also looks like a small. I mean, it looks like a budget NXT from back in the day. I mean, you can tell.
Look what they did when they were in Chicago. I am so I was kind of disappointed the way they could have got some seat risers and got lifted it up a little bit more and got some more people in there.
I felt like I don't know, maybe they did it for fire code or why, I don't know why they lifted the people up and then had the blackout. I was like, why did when ECW in this building it looked like more people versus y'all might have made it look more professional, but it looks like y'all got less people. I saw that Taz tribute. I was like, why is there less people in this building? Why are they blocking all this off?
Fire hazards, safety.
Well, that's my idea.
Tell you the truth, if you go back and look at the old ECW tapes, there was not that many people in that crowd, man. There really wasn't. I mean, they packed it. It looked like they were packed in there, but I think back in the day they didn't really have a fire code in there.
Nah, because they just packed in like just a random bingo hall back in the day. Now it's a legit arena now.
Well, look at this right here, man. These right here, I know y'all can look at them. This right here is in nosebleeds. They're $50 a piece.
So that's $50 Canada. So that means they're about $35.
No, that's here. Look, I'll show you. It's $69.16, and you're looking at $50.12. Okay. That's American. So, and that's this price right here. You can't see.
That's totally affordable, man. That's totally affordable.
That's normal pricing from back in the day too, though. They're willing to take it to fill the building, but today, $50 for a nosebleed doesn't happen at concerts either. It's more like $119 today for a nosebleed. So AEW's backing down to pad the house without having to give away tickets. So
trust me, I know. I paid about $100 just for 9 Inch Nails.
Oh, dude, that's a very good price. And where you at?
$100 nosebleed.
That's a very good price at 2025.
I paid $145 for Judas Priest, first on the floor.
I mean,
yeah, that's
I
what.
mean, you could go on my Facebook profile and you can see how far up I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, heck, I had a good view and enjoyed the show, but at the same time, I'm like,
I even found out who's opening for Judas Priest and in Alice Cooper's it's Corrosion of Conformity.
That's
Nice.
nice.
back.
Yeah, they have their brand new double album is almost ready to be released from Corrosion.
So I'm gonna get some sludge, an opening sludge band. Nice.
Not Sludge from COC. That's not what they play, but you know, you've only got 2 original members left with them too,
Pepper.
because your boy on bass left and your drummer died, so you've only got Pepper, who's not even an original member. You've got the other guitar player who is the original singer, and you've got Pepper. That's it.
Yeah, and the crazy thing, dude, I seen Corrosion of Conformity open up for War back in 2014.
That wasn't that long ago.
It really wasn't. So I mean, 9 years ago, 11 years ago. So, and they were opening up for War, and it wasn't heavy, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Corrosion of Conformity was it was heavy, but it was more like melodic metal.
Corrosion is like more groove metal.
Yeah, like melodic or groove metal. Yeah,
I wouldn't call it melodic because it's not made to be pretty, but it's got southern, it's got groove, and every now and again they get nasty depending on the era they're playing a song from. That band started as a hardcore band.
Someone called them post grunge. I'm like,
they're not.
Post grunge is like, God, man, I wouldn't even go anywhere with post grunge. I think that's sort of like what Matchbox 20 tried to be, and it was pop music. It was trash.
That was a post alternative, to be honest with you. That
shit sucked.
Yeah, after the original alternative, all other alternatives sucked.
I mean, Weezer was still alternative in my opinion.
They were.
I love the alternative era, man. I mean,
if you want to talk about original alternative bands, Pearl Jam should have been in that category more than grunge. And Temple of the Dog. Temple of the Dog is a perfect example of the original alternative.
Alice in Chains.
No. Alice in Chains is pure grunge.
Yeah, so was Nirvana.
Here's the crazy thing, though. Some metalheads actually dig Alice in Chains, though.
Well, I mean, a lot of
they are the closest. They are the closest of the grunge bands to metal.
Yeah, well,
Soundgarden was for a minute.
Old school Nirvana was too, man. On the Bleach album, that was pretty heavy.
It wasn't really. They were never considered metal. They were punk and alternative and grunge. Nirvana was never considered metal.
No, but they were heavy though. They were heavy. Like Smells Like Teen Spirit. That shit was heavy.
Yeah, I don't know if it was heavy as much as it got you grooving because they knew how to hit the right buttons. I mean, the reason Nirvana blew up, and they were not the first grunge act at all. The reason they blew up was the Smells Like Teen Spirit video was the perfect thing everybody needed in 1991 to say, fuck the hair metal. We're the kids in the school. We're rioting during this pep rally. It was everything everybody wanted. It was the right act. Without that video, Nirvana would not be what they are. That video made them. I'll tell everybody that. So the fucking cows come home, because before you had Nirvana, we had Green River, we had Tad, we had Soundgarden, we had the Melvins. We had
Soundgarden was that movie Singles.
We had Mother Love Bone. We had everybody there before Nirvana. It just didn't get popular until they saw that video, and everybody said, that's what we want to do. And then the music world said, all right, that's yesterday's news. Warren and Cherry Pie is yesterday's news. This is today's news. Let's push this shit and make it popular. One big problem. One big problem. One major fucking problem. How do you push a bunch of people that don't want to make money and don't want to be popular? That's where grunge failed and died, and they realized these $65 flannel shirts on these models that you can get at Dawson for $5 ain't working.
Yeah,
I remember.
Kurt Cobain fucking hated that shit.
But he was willing to become a part of it, and he couldn't handle it.
Yeah,
and you can't do both. You gotta stick to what you either stick. You can't play both sides of the field. he was totally responsible, and he had physical pain and mental trouble, but he caved and.
But you said they were never considered metal, but why was he on Headbangers Ball?
Because the new hot tick, they were like, "Oh, we don't know what new metal is, but this is a new hot thing. Put it. It's loud, it's heavy. Put it on, quick. It's selling money. Put it on." Guns N' Roses' first video ever, "Welcome to the Jungle," didn't start as a hit. That played at midnight and 1 o'clock on MTV until it got popular. They didn't put that on until midnight at 1 o'clock.
Do y'all remember the old thing though, man? Was Madonna was on there with the nude thing and shit back in the day? They only played it at midnight and they only done it twice.
Yeah, but she was
midnight and then midnight 30.
For 10 years, Madonna ruled music and pop. Madonna, Prince, and Michael Jackson are the three biggest pop acts to come out of the 80s.
Oh yeah,
they ruled everything.
And Guns N' Roses, all of them like.
I saw them live when I was setting up.
All four of them were like all different categories were all responsible for like the late 80s.
MTV was formed on the original days. A lot of those early bands didn't make it. How many hits did Aha have after they came out? How many hits did Duran Duran have after they came? How many hits did Cyndi Lauper have after she started? How many hits did old ass Dire Straits have after I Want My MTV? See?
Jack shit and Jack left town.
Want my MTV.
One band that does nothing.
The thing was, and that was the biggest thing when MTV was coming out. A lot of these artists were complaining, like, we don't want to do this, because they realized they're ugly.
Yeah, but it didn't. Back in the day, you could be ugly and it was all right. But
I don't know, man.
Have you ever looked at the Scorpions front man and how big they are? Go back and watch videos of the Scorpions. Go back and watch the videos of Quiet Riot's front man.
Here's another one.
Like, look at the Hall of Notes.
Simply Red. UB40. Where's another one? I'm thinking. What was
how about shit ass Red Lobster? That was stupid. Rock Lobster, one of the dumbest things I ever saw in my life.
All right, what about the dudes that did the very first video that was ever on MTV was
Video
Killed the Radio Star.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that band went after that? Goodbye.
Nowhere.
It became one hit wonder.
The B-52s.
With their fucking Rock Lobster that sucks ass. Hey, I'm not even gonna kid y'all here. I'm not even gonna kid y'all here. Give me Jack Jungle Jim swinging dick over Red Lobster. Give me Jack Perry over Red fucking Lobster any day. That was bad. That was. Hey, girls, y'all ready for y'all singing part? Okay, what do we do?
Red Lobster.
What the fuck was that? The fuck is that, bro? Light it on fire and let it go.
What about this one, though, man? What about this one? The very first video I ever seen of REM was what? Does anybody know what it was?
Which one? Losing My Religion or Fire or before that?
No, Losing My Religion was like the very first black and white video that REM did with Michael Stipe, and he had the big freaking spotlight on the whole entire video, basically. And then he went from that to Happy Shiny People, which was a fucking mind fuck for me, dude, because I followed that man's career, and I even bought Monster because I thought it was like a reinvigorating of REM, and that was considered / post grunge meets alternative. He
bought REM.
Dude, I loved REM, bro. I even bought Porno for Pyros.
Oh, I hated them.
Harry Farrell. Dude, I was a big fan of Jane's Addiction.
I didn't. Jane's Addiction and Porno for Pyros did nothing for me, man. I'm sorry.
I liked them, man. They were.
I know they were popular, but they were like the gum under my shoe, bro.
I mean, Dude, I was a big fan of the alternative era,
Like
dude.
Jungle Jim Jack Perry. Come on all day, brother. You bet you better than this.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest though, man.
You're a Tarzan boy.
I was a huge fan of everything alternative. I'm talking like from Nine Inch Nails all the way
That was not alternative at all, Nine Inch Nails, dude.
Dude, we had a radio station down here called 107.3.
They could call themselves alternative and play music that's not of one genre because they didn't know better at the time. Right. But dude, Nine Inch Nails was industrial.
Oh yeah, I mean it was industrial metal. Everybody knows that. But so is Ministry.
Yes.
And I'm a big fan of Ministry too.
Ministry was the same thing.
Ministry to me was the godfather of industrial metal, in my opinion, because of what that dude is. Fuck, dude, that guy was I know he's on heroin. I know that.
Al Jordan.
Yeah, well, yeah, you have to be.
He came after Nine Inch Nails.
No, God no. Go back, dude. He was way in the
80s. He's been around.
He was doing like industrial music.
What year was Ministry's first album?
Hold on, I'll tell you.
Like commercial album.
Okay.
Because Nine Inch Nails was 87 with Pretty Hate Machine.
What year did Ministry debut album?
I'm checking it right now.
I'm pretty sure it's after Nine Inch Nails.
Overview with the symphony was May 10th, 1983.
Yeah, but that's not mainstream. No, we didn't know who Ministry was in 83.
Oh my God, dude. Ministry was huge.
It was on Artisan Records.
Yeah.
Well, look up what was Ministry's breakthrough album, because I never heard of Ministry till after 1990.
Yeah,
their very first
with Sympathy.
The Land of Rape and Honey was their third album, because Twitch was their second album.
This is like saying White Zombie was there through the whole 80s but didn't make it until 91. Same story.
But dude. They're way before Nine Inch Nails, though.
Yeah, but which album broke through? Trent broke through on album 1. I didn't know who Ministry was.
Breakthrough album.
Psalm 69 was the most mainstream album they had.
Wasn't
that was in 1992.
88, 93, The Land of Rape and Honey.
Yeah, that has to be there.
93.
93 was Psalm 6. That's the most. That's sort of like saying Metallica's.
I didn't hear about it. I didn't know what a Ministry was until the early 90s. So that just goes to show you.
Yeah, The Land of Rape and Honey was their breakthrough album.
Now, if you really want to push it, go look up the label the first Ministries was on. It's going to be something we don't even know what the fuck it is.
Arista BMG. Arista BMG is Ministry's first record release.
Did they buy it, or was that original?
That's the original, and it was 103,484 sold.
Yeah, but is that after they acquired just like Metallica didn't own, Elektra did not own the original two Metallica. Megaforce Records before Metal Blade had Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning. You got to look at all of it.
Sony Sony owned Arista back in the day. Sony BMG. And when BMG got bought out in 2008 to Sony. So both of those were sold to Sony in the 2000s, Arista and BMG. So yeah, they were in 1983, they sold over 100,000 copies. In 1986, they sold over 138 copies, which I still think Twitch had some of the greatest work, in my opinion. But The Land of Rape and Honey went gold.
That was the one. That was the one to put them on the map.
Yeah, that was October 11th, 1988. And then The Mind is a Terrible Thing to Taste. That had NWO on it. And that was...
it had the NWO on it, brother.
NWA. Yeah, it had New World Order.
NWA, huh?
NWO.
Oh, the old school. Yeah, the old school.
No, New World Order. That was on The Mind is a Terrible Thing to Taste. Oh. That was in 1989, and that right in 1986, Twitch had. If you know what I'm talking about, remember Pretty Hate Machines, Nine Inch Nails, the song "Like a Hole." Like a Hole. You know, when it goes, whenever he does that whole melodic part of the chorus, he took that from Twitch from 1986. There's parts of that he said.
So when is Nine Inch Nails? When is Nine Inch Nails debut?
1987.
It was 87, and Trent lists inside the album his inspirations, and Ministry is listed. He lists rap and pop artists as his inspiration.
Yeah, but dude, if you're going to steal something from Ministry, you have, and you're not going to call them you're part of your.
I got a hard time believing he stole it because I know for
stole. He didn't steal. You can.
He heard it because what Trent did was to earn recording time. He became the janitor in the recording studio as a young man. Yeah, and so he would clean the toilets, and instead of them paying him in money, they let him have studio time. Trent recorded the entire first album on his own. Yeah. The entire Pretty Hate Machine has no guest musicians, no nothing. It's him by himself.
Yeah, with a synthesizer and keyboard and drum machine.
Mm-hmm. Hey guys, you guys ready to call it?
We're talking.
We're talking still. We're still talking. But no, and the thing is, hold on, let me see if I can bring it up.
Because I was a huge Nine Inch Nails fan especially when the late 90s came around, and it was like
actually
he's not going anywhere.
Nine Inch Nails is Pretty Hate Machine, released on October 20th, 1989.
That's a good album.
Which is Pretty Hate Machine is considered Halo 2 because the single Down in It is actually Halo 1.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying that's how he lists every release he does, singles and everything has a halo and then the number. That's why he's in like the number's so jacked up today. But he lists every single and every album, he adds another number. So that's why they're so ridiculous.
Yeah, and dude, believe it or not, the released October 20th, 1989 on TVT. It was on CD.
TVT. It was on Interscope Records with TVT.
Yep, and it was CD, LP, and cassette, Pretty Hate Machine, and it sold over 3 million copies. It went platinum and gold. And then the Downward Spiral was released in March 8th of 1994 under Nothing, TVT, and Interscope.
Nothing was his own record label. That's the first label. The first band he would sign to the Nothing label back in the day would be Glenn Metz. After, I think the third album, maybe.
The third album was The Fragile, and that was still on Nothing and Interscope.
Oh, no, not him. The third, Fragile, I guess if you want to count entire albums, but Fragile was not his third release. But
no, Further Down the Spiral was a release.
That was the remix of Downward Spiral. Then you had the Broken EP. Then you had the Fixed EP. You held off for it.
They talk about them as well. They talk about EPs, the remix albums.
Both of those came between Pretty Hate Machine and Downward Spiral. Then he got into the habit of doing remix albums because the Fragile has one as well. There's a
Halo 1 through 4 came out in 2015 under the Bicycle Music Company. And it debuted at number 13 in the US dance charts.
Well, you just said 2015, so
yeah,
that's redos because Halo 1 came out before the entire album of Pretty Hate Machine. Because Pretty Hate Machine is Halo 2, I could pull it out right now. Down in It was the first single, and I believe there was remixes of the song, so I believe there's 4 tracks on
the initial ambitions for Nine Inch Nails in 1988 were to release one 12-inch single on a small European label. With the addition of future singles, Head Like a Hole and Sin, many of these demo tracks would later appear in revised form on the band's debut studio album, Pretty Hate Machine.
I love how they call it the band when it was just him back then.
It was released in October of 1989 and peaked at number 75 on the Billboard 200 the following year.
I swear that was released in 87, dude. I swear. I could be wrong. I swear it was.
It says 88 because it was only released in Europe. It was never released in America until 1980.
I'm probably getting them confused with the other big ones, which the world didn't know about yet. But the other big industrial act that pioneered everything, Lords of Acid, they were really outside the globe.
Them and Praga Khan, man.
Yes, Praga Khan is a fucking.
One of my cousins gave me a mixtape of them. They're not bad.
Yeah, Progacon is awesome, dude.
Prodigon is a sick fuck, but he was ahead of his time. He knew how to throw perversions out there and get the people's attention.
I'll tell you, a controversial metal band.
Way before that was okay in the world to do those kind of things. I mean, you listen to that first album, you listen to Lust, and it's just like, bro, how did they get away with this shit? Like back then in '88.
I can tell you exactly how they got away with it, man, because it was European.
That's
And most people don't understand that Lords of Acid are not here in America. They everybody's like, oh, dude, that's Tracy Lords. I'm like, no, it's not.
Oh, it's not.
No,
the original chick singer's been gone for forever. Jade for You's been gone. The second chick lasted a while. I think they're on their fourth chick.
Yeah,
I did not like the third or the fourth chick at all.
From Butcher Babies right now because the other chick died.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it. She looked like she was
still around. Like both of Butcher Babies are still around. They just broke up.
Yeah, but
Lords of Acid was banned from the U.S. for 10 years because of the
Pussy song.
No. Before that, what they were doing live, they had chicks. They had chicks eating out chicks on stage.
He's eating pussy and sucking dicks and all
Prodigon was promoting that whole lifestyle way before that was culturally acceptable.
Progacon was throwing out fucking X pills at rave shows, dude.
Yeah, I know.
They had a bag, dude. And they were throwing it out like candy. They're like, "Come and get your candy."
They were way ahead of it. I can't believe they got away with what they did, but they were so far ahead. The original three was so far ahead of their time. But Jade for You ended up leaving because she felt like she didn't have a big enough role singing in the band. They only had her doing like repeated. She wanted to do more. Like to this day, she does like Indian style music. Like they sit down, meditate, and beat on bongos. I watched the thing about 15 years ago with her, but
hanging out with Richie Blackmore or something?
No, that's your medieval type music. Him and his wife doing that, but no, this is more like monk tribal shit that she's into today. But
like Native American or actual Indian, like you know what I'm talking about, like Hindu music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you were right too, man. The studio EP came out in 1992 with Broken, and it was on TBT, Interscope Atlantic.
I believe Broken was 91, man. I don't know why.
What do you guys think of the band Anal Cunt?
Shame the guitar player fell off the second story of the mall and died 5 years ago.
The lead vocalist died of a heart attack.
Yeah, he's been dead, but Anal Cunt was one of the original hardcore bands.
Yeah,
like you either love this band or you hate them. I won't call them noise rock. It's nothing special, but you either was into it all the way or you was like, fuck these dudes.
Yeah, random Phil band.
Hey, yeah, for real. And also, Fix came out in December of '92, and it was on. And the only way you could get Broken was on CD and a 12-inch vinyl. And Fix came out on CD, LP, and cassette.
And then you had to actually order. They had a
thing in the cover.
Yeah. My old singer had it, and there was an empty spot for another album. If you mailed off for it, you got the rest of Fixed. And he never knew to mail. I explained it to him years ago. He's like, well, I never knew. I said, dude, that's why there's an empty. You have a CD here and an empty part on. They wanted you to mail off for the rest of it. That was Trent trying to just be wild like that. But he was like, well, I never knew. And I said, yeah. I said, it tells you in here that you mail off for it and you get the rest of it. I said, that was just Trent just being out the box. Yeah, being Trent. But he's made some great music. I always felt like when he made it felt like the Fragile took forever after Downward Spiral. Further Down the Spiral was just a remix. It felt like it as being younger, it felt like it took forever to get a new album. Then they were like, you're getting a double album from Nine Inch Nails. It's coming. Fragile hit 99, and I was like, it's done. Trent's immortalized now. He didn't have a one-hit wonder. He's done now. He's immortalized. Trent's not, and Josh is living proof of that. He went and That wasn't a nostalgic. That was a packed stadium watching Trent, wasn't it, bro?
Shit, that was the United Center, man. Shit,
Yeah.
Were you at the show where the Santa Claus was crowd surfing, Josh?
No, that was a I think that happened like a week or about a week and a half later.
Hey, Josh.
It was funny. It was funny as hell. He has a Santa Claus, a guy dressed up as Santa Claus.
I heard and I saw this.
Went out front, and Trent saw it, and he just started busting out laughing right in that middle of a song, and he couldn't.
I heard he just lost it. He was like, "We've got a Santa Claus being moshed," and he just started he just laughed his ass off.
So
it's basically like just seeing if you're a metal show and you see some random guy dressed up as an Easter bunny in a Bugs Bunny costume crowd surfing, you would be laughing your ass off too.
I've seen that. I've seen that.
Maybe if you're not James Maynard Keenan, who would have probably threw a fit, acting like you had a cell phone up and shit his pants and be like, "Don't you dare do that at my show," because he's a little bitch.
Oh, speaking of little bitches, so you hear what Roger, one of the vocalists of Pink Floyd, said about Ozzy?
I did not. Y'all started the podcast. I happened to scroll the video, and they were like, "This asshole ain't wait 2 weeks to start dissing." But we know we know who Roger Waters is. We know how he is. We know he's a cunt. We know he likes to pretend he's anti-government and all this and that, and he's against it. Bruh, shut up and play music.
All right.
Jack Osborne and Ozzy called him a cunt.
Roger Waters is a fucking. All right, don't get me wrong. What he contributed to music is okay, but bro, the dude, David Gilmour handles shit way better. Roger Waters is a fucking dickwad, bro. The dude that thinks he's so edgy because he goes against everything. It's like I look at him the same way I look at Bono from U2. Bro, don't talk about my politics unless you're from my country. Go fuck yourself. If you have no right to talk about. You don't vote in the U.S. You don't live in the U.S. Go fuck yourself.
All right. So I did some research on the whole timeline of Nine Inch Nails' singles, and Down in It came out in 1989 on Pretty Hate Machine. Head Like a Hole and Sin were also on that same album from 1990. But that's when they get the singles. March of the Pigs and Closer were the only two singles supposedly on the Downward Spiral. But everybody knows Hurt was also on that album, and it was also a big. Hurt
was on the Downward Spiral.
That's what he just said.
Yeah, okay, but it's not listed. It only has March of the Pigs and Closer, and then it goes over to The Perfect Drug off the Lost Highway soundtrack.
Yes, that was a big. He won a Grammy for that one.
Yeah, and then off The Fragile, he had The Day the World Went Away. We're in this together.
Yep. Starfuckers.
Into the Void.
And that song too. Into the Void was the first single off that album.
Actually, it was the last single off that album. The first one was The Day the World Went Away.
We didn't get that.
No, we all we got was Into the Void.
Yeah.
So there was 3 off of that album, but we only got Into the Void. And then the next one with Teeth had The Hand That Feeds, Only, Every Day Is Exactly the Same.
Song is great.
Yeah. I like The Hand That Feeds. I like it. And then Year Zero had Survivalism and Capital G. And then The Slip had Discipline and Echoplex, which I think was way underrated in my opinion.
I have not got to hear that yet.
Oh my God, dude. That is an underrated song off The Slip.
I am behind after With Teeth.
And then Hesitation Marks came out, and there was Copy of and then after that was Everything, and Came Back Haunted. I didn't really get it. It didn't really peak with me. And then Not the Actual Events. I didn't really listen to that, but it was Burning Bright, Built on a Fire. Add Violence came out in 2017 with Less Than, and that's another underrated song that really people don't really get.
So I got lost after With Teeth. Around the time With Teeth came, one of my old bands was taken off. And we started playing like once a week regular. And we're doing the big 4-hour thing. So I kind of, after With Teeth, I really didn't get to hear what was going on. But a little news on while we're talking about Trent, the brand new Tron movie y'all all see coming from Disney. Trent has done the complete soundtrack.
Yeah, and I'm getting there. I'm getting there because the next album came out in 2018 with Bad Witch, and it had God Break Down the Door. That song is amazing.
I'm
And
gonna have to spend a night and go from with Teeth after and catch up on all this awesomeness because I was a huge fan of Trent Nice Nils before I
dude,
was
I'm telling you, man.
At the concert, I like at the concert, he ended the show with "Hurt."
Mm-hmm,
which Johnny Cash would actually take in cover.
mm-hmm. Well, him and Johnny Cash, there was an interview with Trent, and he said Johnny called him one evening when he was sitting at home, and he said, "Hey," and he's like, "Do you know who I am?" And he's like, "Nah, who is it?" And he's like, "I'm Johnny Cash," and he goes, "Okay." He's like, "I like your song Hurt. Can I make a cover of it?" He said, "Dude, you can have whatever you want."
Yeah, it's Johnny Cash.
He said, "You can do whatever you want with whatever song I have. It's yours. Make it whatever. I don't care." And Johnny Cash said, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Dude, yeah." And all the country fanatics, man, were like, "Have you heard Johnny Cash's new song?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's a Nine Inch Nails cover."
But no lie, he took it and made that song his own. I mean, if
Oh yeah, he made it.
describe Johnny Cash, he took that song and really made it $100. I mean, I'm not saying this wasn't good, but what Johnny Cash did with it, I'm not saying it's a better version, but it describes Johnny Cash's life.
Oh yeah,
and the thing is, when they filmed that video, what's her name?
His wife in there too.
Yeah, like a year before she died.
Yeah, she actually was like she passed away like 6 weeks after that video was debuted. Then Johnny Cash passed away. So
yeah, it was pretty cool that it happened. I don't know if y'all noticed or not. I have it because I own the lost tracks of Danzig. Yeah, I know Danzig made a song for Johnny Cash. I don't know if he ever used it, but he made a song where he plays box guitar and sings, and he made it like for Johnny Cash. I don't know if they.
I gotta get Danzig's cover of Elvis because that to me,
dude, I could have got
the epitome. He's the epitome. He is the evil Elvis.
I call him evil. Dude, they were selling that for $19 on Coleco the other day, dude.
Damn, I wanted that album.
It's not a popular album at all, and it goes pretty cheap. That one in Black Aura, they're not popular. A lot of fans hate them.
Y'all gotta be talking about Danzig.
Huh?
Danzig was evil Elvis, man.
He was. I love Danzig. Danzig, the original band, the first 4 albums in the Lost Tracks. You can't fuck with that. You can't fuck with that. That album went for. They had an original Black Danzig with the I keep wanting to say Bob Rock. Fucking what's his name that did all the rap and then did Black Sabbath and Metallica. Fuck's his name? The producer. He was responsible. It's not Bob Rock. It's son of a bitch. I don't like a lot of the stuff he does today. He founded Def Jam Records.
I know who you're talking about.
Russell Simmons?
Bob. I thought it was Bob Rock.
Russell Simmons founded Def Jam, dude.
No, it's Russell Simmons and somebody else.
Yeah, Josh knows where I'm going with. I can't think of his name. The white dude with the long white hair and the white beard today. He did Black Sabbath 13. Yes, Rick Rubin. There you go.
Rick Rubin. Rick Rubin and Russell Simmons. I knew it was one of them, man. I mean, and they also did Def Jam comedy.
Well, that's how Danzig was formed. The original idea was Rick Rubin wanted to take Glenn and make a super group with a bunch of no musicians and make a band. But the original lineup of Danzig was so fucking solid. He said, fuck it. No one's going to care if the music. Now, it didn't take off because he tried this at 88 against some straightforward rock and roll against hair metal. But once Mother became popular in the mid-90s, which that was released in 88, but it was put out again on the Deep Withdrawal Sweat Live EP that came out between 3 and 4, and Beavis and Butthead jumped all over. That was it. It took off. That's when they started. Yeah, that's when that took off. But Danzig 1, 2, and 3, everybody should own that shit, man. I'm gonna probably order that on vinyl because I had the CDs. I have them. I need that on. That's some of the best music ever fucking made on the planet. Man, that shit's so fucking good.
But as we're talking about all these things, man, and what people don't realize about Trent Reznor, he also did the
Plenty of movies.
He did the movie for Tron, which has a new song coming out, a new single. He also did the soundtrack to The Watchmen, the series on HBO. I mean, dude, he's got
plenty of movies up. The last few years, the reason he's been putting out less albums is he's always making a full motion picture soundtrack.
Yeah,
he's done like at least 5 of them on big movies. I mean, he's just knocking it the fuck out.
And you were right. And listen to this: Pretty Hate Machine had an era. Halo 1 through 4. Halo 1 is Down in It, 1989. Halo 2 is Pretty Hate Machine, 1989. Yep. Halo 2R was Pretty Hate Machine remastered. Halo 3 is Head Like a Hole, 1990. And Halo 4 is Sin, 1990. And then you have the Broken era, which is Halo 5 with Broken. Halo 6.
You skipped all of Downward Spiral.
Nope, that's 1992. Broken era is.
Oh, you said Broken. I'm thinking Fragile.
Yeah. The Downward Spiral era was 94 to 97 with Halo 7, March of the Pigs, Halo 8, The Downward Spiral, Halo 8 DE, The Downward Spiral Deluxe Edition, reissued from 2004. And then you had the Halo 8 DVD-A, The Downward Spiral Dual Disc reissue in 2004.
Then he named every release he did, he put a Halo in a number. So it makes you feel like he's got 30 albums when he does it.
Yeah, like Halo 9 is Closer. Halo 10 is Further Down the Spiral. Halo 10 version 2 was Further Down the Spiral, European, Australian, Japanese release.
I have that too.
And then the Halo 11 was The Perfect Drug. Halo 12 was Closure, which is also still on the whole Downward Spiral era. Yep. And then the Fragile era is Halo 13, The Day the World Went Away.
I felt like it was 13 on, and then after all those singles, there was a remix of the Fragile album.
Yeah, I'm getting there. And
then there was a live album right in that time too.
Yeah, it's Wearing This Together.
1 through 4.
Yeah, and then you have Halo 30, which is the Fragile Deviations 1.
Wow, 30 in the Fragile era is insane. 30.
Well, it was from 99 to 2002, man. It wasn't 30. It was Halo 30 was the Fragile Deviations 1.
I just think it's wild that you got number 30 on his third full-length LP. I just think that's wild.
Because the 30, but it didn't come out until 2016 now.
Yeah, I get it, but it's just wild how he labels all this stuff. He was the first one I remember also to have the cardboard on the CDs. I really did. That became
before him. It was Primus. Pork Soda was in the cardboard.
But that was before 91.
I think so. I think it was 90.
I remember when Trent came out with the Broken, which it folds out into like 5 different fucking ways.
To a cross.
He just kept doing shorter that Further Down the Spiral was in a case. The Downward Spiral was crazy. You had an oversleeve over a mini CD case upside down with a booklet and a CD in it. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? But you know what? It was intriguing. It caught you.
No, you're right. Pork Soda didn't come out until 93.
Yeah. But what Trent did back then, today, when most people's CDs you buy, they're like, we're not wasting money on the plot. It's a book. It's a book. Mm-hmm. It's a cardboard sleeve that opens like a record. And he technically pioneered that becoming the norm.
Well, if you remember, Pearl Jam had Vitology, and Vitology was a book.
It was. Yeah, I have it. You're right. It was it was made like a book. But that was 1994 or 3.
All right, guys. I know we're going deep into music right now, but Jesus Christ, it's almost.
I know. I got it.
And we totally bypass Clash at the Castle.
No one cared. No one cared about Clash in Paris, dude. It was a shit show.
All I gotta say is the crowd was lit. That was it.
Yeah, let's call Clash in Paris what it is. Terrific crowd, everything else, whatever. Thank God none of us had to pay the ticket money to go.
Yeah, thank God. And also this, what do y'all think about the Killer Cross thing? And he keeps talking about Sami Zayn still to this day.
I have to bust out this news. And Meltzer and a few people are talking about it. I think they're 8 years too late. Supposedly, the Sami Zayn title run right now is a test for him to win the Rumble to get the big one. I thought when Nakamura won in 2017, I thought they would have the sense to use Zayn and have him win and be the next Daniel Bryan because he's over, he was popular, hadn't been a heel yet. Supposedly, they're considering the top three. They're considering doing a Sami Zayn title run if the people are responsive to him at the Rumble. That's what's being looked at right now. I think they're too late by 8 years. I think they should have done it when Sammy had more years and he was hot and had more years younger.
Yeah.
But I did not think Nakamura and Oscar were going to win that year. Phil knows that's the WrestleMania that I quit watching WWE. He knows. I hate that WrestleMania with a passion. That's the one where AJ and Nakamura, Vince sabotaged the match, told him to suck, not to overshadow Brock and Roman for the fourth time. Brock and Roman sucked so bad. My friend that loved Roman said, this sucks. And that's the year that Charlotte took Oscar's winning streak away for nothing.
Yeah, which was bullshit, man.
Yeah, that was some hardcore bullshit. Charlotte is all right with me. Yay! Yeah, you just lost your streak and you happy for Charlotte? What the fuck wrong with you? Yeah, who gave you that line? Yeah, well, it's Vince. Oh, I'm not surprised. Yeah.
Well, I mean, think of it like this too, though, and this is just me speaking. That whole time, though, man, do y'all remember the very first shit show that Brock had? Was that WrestleMania against Goldberg with Stone Cold Steve Austin as the referee?
That was 20 with that horrible Goldberg Brock match because the fans knew both were leaving.
Yep.
That was the main event of 20.
That was a shit show.
Everybody didn't.
It was in Madison Square Garden too. It was the last Mania. No, the last big event to happen before Cena returned at the Rumble. Like everybody was shocked Cena came back so quick and he was number 30. That was like the final big four that happened at Madison Square Garden. But I think 20 might have been the last Mania at the Garden because they had outgrown it at the time. But I know it was the Garden because it was so small.
Can anybody recall Brock's best wrestling match?
I can call it, but he almost killed himself. Are you thinking Angle at Mania? That's the one I'm going to say because, hey, Angle's the man.
Yeah, no, I would say that was would have been his best match if he almost didn't kill himself.
Well, Vince told him after that, don't ever do that move again. But Angle brought him to that. Well, I'm going to throw this one at y'all. Who knows Goldberg's best match ever? And yes, he did have one, but it was done in the. I'm not going to lead on because it's going to tell y'all who it was. I'm not going to say nothing else. But Goldberg did have a long, great match somewhere in his career. Do any of y'all think y'all know what it is?
If you're talking about the Regal match, that is not a good match.
Nope.
Regal exposed his ass.
He went three times as long as he did with Regal and looked like a champ. Let's see if y'all couldn't. Let's see how much wrestling y'all watched.
Oh shit! Let's see. Good God.
If I have to give a hint, I will. But y'all go ahead and guess. I might give y'all some slight years and hints if y'all can't get it.
Well, I know it wasn't in WCW because they fucking they milked his ass, so it had to be in WWE.
I'll tell you wrong on that.
Really? You had to be talking about Booker T or DDP.
I'm waiting for somebody to give me a match.
I'm giving you a name because none of the matches were any good.
One was the main event of a show, and it was his best match ever.
You like the one when he won the title against Hogan?
Nope. That was good. Don't get me wrong, but that was nothing compared to this match.
Or you talking about when he won the US title? Jericho, when he beat Jericho.
He refused to work with Jericho. He squashed Jericho.
I'm talking. I have no idea.
1998, Halloween Havoc. Half the country, the TV went off, and Night Riot to show it for free the next night because Hogan and Wario went too long with their stupid shit. Goldberg versus DDP, and DDP planned it like a savage match. Told him every move, and they went for like a long time. It was a brilliant match.
I understand. It was DDP.
Yeah, that's right.
It did, but you gave two names. You didn't pick a match or a year and or an event.
Because of the fact that those two it wasn't a great match. It was a good match. It wasn't great.
Go back and watch it, dude. It's not a bad. And I'm not talking about compared to. I'm not claiming it's Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, but DDP put his all into it. Goldberg had his moves down. It was a long match. It was in it. Dude, I really thought DDP was going to get him. They had me believe it.
And I remember the outcome. I remember people were pissed.
It was a great match. Well, DDP made it so beautiful.
But what it was is that the show went off the air and nobody got to see the match until the next day.
It went off for half the country. The North and the West, however it went, lost it because of the time. Because Hogan and Wario with their dumbass shit, one of the worst matches ever, went overtime. So
I lost it. That was the only pay-per-view my parents bought in 1998 for my birthday. It was Halloween Havoc because I wanted to see Warrior versus Hogan. And
it was horrible.
Oh, I know it was, but I didn't even get to watch the match, dude, because me and my dad were watching in my bedroom. We had to use the old cable box with the crystal in it. And I remember this to this day. That was the worst fucking pay-per-view. Wow. My parents got their money back because at the time it was $30.
Yeah, it was.
And my mom and dad got their money back because of the fact it ended.
Yep.
Before the main event.
They botched the time on the main event.
You guys ready to call it a night? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I need to get some sleep.
Sure, buddy. We will call him. No, I'm playing field. No, man, it's cool. Maybe next week we can look at Josh. Josh is treading water.
Hey, Phil, no one's stopping you from go to bed. No.
Yeah. No. Go ahead, bye. No, I'm playing. No.
I gotta bring my old man to get he dropped this after he wrecked in the. I don't know if y'all knew this or not. My old man wrecked and flipped his car and totaled it.
Yeah, you told us. But hold on, let's talk about that off there. Hold on. Before we go any further, the guys at Turntables and Turnbuckles and Turntables, Blake, JJ, and Shamad, I want to hear. I want to talk about this live real quick because this is something that I'm interested in doing. If y'all want to do a thing, I think it'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah. Crossover.
Okay.
Us versus them and picks and I can try to come up with some cash so we can get a belt made for. And this is the way this is going to go. Whoever wins it from our faction or their faction, because it's faction, it's wartime, baby. It's us versus them.
We're gonna make a belt made of beer cans. That's gonna be our title belt.
Ghetto.
We used to take bottle caps and make an entire championship belt out of that. That's what we
idea.
We would have like the kids. The kids weren't old enough, so their parents would buy 6 cakes, and we go in the barn.
Belt, I know someone that can actually make a legit belt. So,
and this is what I want on it, dude. I want it to have ringside rants and turnbuckles and turntables up under it. Like that could be our belt, and whoever wins it for our faction, for example, if whoever won it for us, we mail them a copy of the belt. Like all of us would get a copy of the belt. I think that would be the greatest thing ever. And whoever wins it, they can show it off like, yeah, we won this, and this is how we won it.
All right.
You figure out the money and logistics on that and get back to me, and I'll let you know if I'm in.
Well, I mean, I'm not talking about. I ain't talking about like an expensive belt, man. I'm talking about maybe a cheap belt, like under $100 a piece.
Yeah, that's fine. But do you know how much it costs to ship shit all over the country these days?
I know someone that can do that.
Hear me out. I ain't talking to shipping it everywhere. You have your own belt. Josh has his own belt. Phil has his own belt. I have my own belt. But the only thing is, we can only debut the belt once. Like whoever wins the belt from that PLE or pay-per-view or whatever it is, you hold your belt up and you are the champion that week. Because again, it would be so fucking expensive to pay shipping on one belt, shipping it back and forth from two different factions.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Phil's got it lucky. He can just hold up that gorgeous IWGP US title and say, I'm the champ.
Yeah, for now he can. But the sad thing about it is, whenever we do get belts, and I want to talk to Blake about it, because on September 20th, I'm going to go to his house and watch WrestlePalooza and All Out at the same time.
Are they both happening the same weekend?
Yeah, same day.
Yeah, dude, you didn't remember when I said a couple weeks ago? I said it's the first time WWE's launching their big one against AEW in direct war.
Dude, it's direct again, same time, same bat channel, same
Correct.
bat.
They're going all at the Triple H trying to put the stranglehold, man.
Yeah, because NXT couldn't do it. NXT failed miserably. So,
and they're planning on setting up TNA to go against Dynamite. The plan is to get a TV deal to run against Dynamite.
But TNA
is nowhere near ready.
But TNA fell through with Peacock because of the fact that they're being sold.
Yeah, but all you have to do is keep 5 people from TNA, load the rest of the roster with WWE talent. You've got the people that know what they watch. They're going to look for just like you put Dominic Mysterio as the Triple H champion in Mexico. Everybody's going to go, same story. All you got to do is send 5 men, 5 women to TNA for that event, and there you go. Send it. Watch AJ show up back at TNA and watch it. Who is gonna watch AEW Dynamite if AJ Styles goes back to TNA to fight Moose? Who's gonna watch Dynamite? Who?
You're right. You're right, dude. Because Moose, I'm gonna be honest, dude. Moose is a generational talent. He was a former NFL freaking Super Bowl champion. He's been champion in TNA multiple times. He's world heavyweight champion, X Division champion, tag team champion. I mean, he's everything in TNA. I mean, as much as everybody wants to talk shit about TNA, Moose is the number one guy. After he left Ring of Honor,
that's just one name, man. All right, I'm just throwing that out there just to show y'all the return of AJ against a big name talent. All right.
Joe Henry wouldn't be that bad because everybody be like, "Oh, I want to see it," but Joe Henry.
All right, watch this. I'm gonna send Randy Orton down and Joe Henry's go get his win back on TNA television as the main event. Who's not gonna watch that? That's a WWE fan.
I'm not gonna watch it. I don't care.
You won't because Joe Henry's after your time, but they love Joe.
I love Joe. I love Joe Henry. I think I believe in Joe Henry, but that match, I mean. After I watched that match with Randy Orton and him, it was a fucking shit show. And I don't want to watch that again.
What if Christian Cage would happen to leave AEW in a year? I don't know his contract. What if he would happen to leave AEW in a year and go down to TNA and fight again? I'd
be okay with that.
See what I'm saying? I'm not even naming all kind of people. I'm trying to think of who's still in TNA. I mean, there's a bunch of reasons you can. Is Rich Swann still hired by TNA? Or did they let him go? He is? All right. Watch me send Ricochet over from WWE and let him be unhinged in a TNA ring versus Rich Swann. I would watch that in a heartbeat.
Ricochet's in AEW.
Yeah, Ricochet's in AEW.
Okay, he left. All right, never mind. But I mean,
speaking of Rich Swann, he's becoming a town close to me, the Black Label Pro. He's gonna be doing a show near me with Hacksaw Jim Duggan making an appearance.
Who is?
Hacksaw.
Well, besides Hacksaw, who'd you say?
Rick Swann. Violence is Forever is going to be there.
Oh, dude.
A couple other people.
Hey, do me a favor. If you get anything, get the Violence is Forever guys. Get some autographs from them. Them dudes are awesome.
One more. This one's go. This is I'm a pop mic right here. Here's one more. You know he works behind the scenes in WWE. We're gonna dress Abyss up one more time and let him run around the TNA ring swinging that. You will watch. You will watch.
What?
We're gonna dress Abyss up back in the gear, put him in a TNA ring, and let him swing that barbed wire 2x4. You will watch.
Nope, he's already retired from in-ring competition. Sorry.
To let him come in and knock 4 people out Sabu style in a TNA ring when he bought backstage WWE man. Yes, you would watch.
I wouldn't. I'm gonna tell you why. I didn't watch any of the Abyss whenever it was him and Crazy Steve and Rosemary together when they had the whole Marilyn Manson thing. What were they called back then? What were they called? Something. You know what I'm talking about, Josh. I didn't watch it then.
Christ, I can't think of it right now.
Yeah, I didn't watch it because I didn't care.
Something like that.
Yeah, the Hive or something. Yeah, but I didn't care because Abyss to me didn't need a faction. Abyss to me was the original monster with the original.
You liked Abyss though. You liked.
I loved Abyss. I loved Abyss,
man. Yeah. Well, I ain't saying about him coming out of character. I'm saying he comes out blue like Blue Meanie just did at this recent event with Athena. Only Blue Meanie went to the back. You let Abyss come out, swing that 2x4, 3 or 4 people with the mask on, and then go away in TNA. Bro, they're gonna pop. They're gonna fucking pop.
I would say no.
You let Rob Van Dam comes out and hits one Rolling Thunder and 1 Frog Splash. They're gonna fucking pop. Maybe. You put the Hardys back in there for a minute. They're gonna pop.
Hardys are already there. But anyway, we can talk about that all night long. But it's a no. I'm going to say that the biggest thing that TNA has right now as a draw is that they're selling tickets for it, and it's the Hardys versus Team 3D.
I gotta go to sleep, man. I'm sorry.
All right, let's go. All right, we'll go home, and then we'll continue talking. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not watching Ringside Rants,
you're doing live wrong, brother.
Yes, and we're also not just food to eat; we're also
food for the ears, baby.
And never forget, what's mine is mine. What's yours is mine too.
And also, maybe next week we'll be on a different shoot type deal. We're gonna be on probably Restream. We're gonna try that out. So, ladies and gentlemen, till next time, see you all. Be good, behave, be safe.
Good night, good luck, and bang.
That too. And is anybody having a fun fact for the evening?
I'm tired. Pretty good.
Remember, listen to a song.